Welcome to LoganRobo's channel, broadcasting live on twitch.tv/LoganRobo and on youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Tonight's game is The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So pull up a chair, everybody, because this next round of complimentary water is on me. Thank you for tuning in to twitch.tv/LoganRobo and youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Please enjoy the stream. And we are live! Thank you for the raid! Queen Katie coming in with a party of 4! I'm sorry if that I was starting late enough. I don't know if you were like, wait, no, I don't want to go offline until I can do the raid or something, but thank you! Queen Katie, how was the rest of your Hamtaro Ham Heartbreak? Is that the full title? Did I get it right? This time, welcome! I don't think we have any mods here yet, so I'm going to do a quick shout out at Queen Katie, and we'll watch a quick clip. We'll say hi to chat, we'll get into the game, and a good time will be had by some, at least, I hope, maybe, a few people. Only the stars in time, right? I think? Oh yeah, it says right there on your screen.
I forgot about the trap!
I'm glad I can't see what was written on there. I feel like that, I don't know, if talking about traps, maybe it's a spoiler or something like that, but probably not. But how are you doing? How is everybody? I missed you guys. We had to cancel Tuesday's stream because I had an acting gig that day, which went well. It was a lot of fun. It was very good stuff. It was the type of acting gig that, like, I felt really played to my strengths, and so I felt very good about it. I had a blast. A lot of the time I go to these things and I'm like, man, did they pick the right person or not? Maybe they're regretting having me here, but no, I felt like, yeah, I'm where I need to be. I'm doing what I should be doing. It was a lot of fun, which is a rare feeling for me. Let me take a look over the chat over on Twitch. Extemporaneous was here early with the lurk and a random Transformers check. Caminus, the Titan, not to be confused with a colony. There's a colony named Caminus. Titans, for Transformers, they're just like these gigantic ones that turn into entire cities. Sadly, sadly, maybe happily, if you don't like Caminus, they've never made a toy of that particular Titan, though. Also, would you rather have a 100%, or excuse me, $100, have $100 or 100 lottery tickets? If we're just talking about like using lottery tickets, oh, $100, absolutely. Like the odds are ever more in your favor to get anything. Although I guess if you want to do the long shot, like if I was well enough off that I wouldn't need $100, I'd go with lottery tickets because like what the heck, maybe I'll get something. But unless if you can like sell the lottery tickets, because I bet you could sell them for over $1 a ticket. And then you'd end up with a little bit more than $100. But thank you for lurking, Extemporaneous. Oak says, hey, longa. And then the whole command. Atlantic says, hello, yellow. How you doing, Atlantic? And there's Queen Katie coming to the raid. Shiny Bot saying the bat swarm has arrived. Here the queen shrieks as her bats take over the stream. All hail Queen Katie. That's new. Is that new? I feel like that's a new raid message, or maybe I've just been breezing over the raid message too much. Oak said my song finally came out the other day. How's it doing? It's on Spotify, right? I think that was the link where they had us checking out on Discord. How is this song doing? Let me take a look over to YouTube chat. Taco is here early saying hanging out with my best friend, so I won't be able to make it. We just finished Project Hail Mary, and I started sobbing. I said before, that's one of like 2 movies I've seen in theaters in the last like year or 2, and it was very good. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're having fun with your friend. Dermo says hi, Taco. Enjoy hanging out. Toshi says hi, everyone. How are you doing? Amaze. I'm doing okay. I'm doing better now that you guys are here. Even though I had a lot of fun with my acting job, and even though I'll be very much looking forward to that paycheck when it comes in a couple of months, because it takes a while to get paid. It's not a huge amount of money, but it's going to be needed. But despite all that, I've missed you guys. I had been really looking forward to Deltarune on Tuesday. We'll still have Deltarune tomorrow. Deltarune tomorrow. Huh?
Oh, actually, you might help me with something.
Oh.
Have you ever done a community challenge on your channel? If so, how many points and duration would you recommend? I'm hoping to do one for my channel, but I don't know what's a good start.
I actually haven't ever done one. Z Diggity, our good buddy Z Diggity, he's done numerous ones. Like there was one, it was like a Carolina Reaper chip challenge where he bought like one of those Carolina Reaper chips supposed to be like crazy hot, and he had people cumulatively contributed like, you know, 1.5 million points or something like that. But he had like a lot of followers who had been watching a long time and not spending points. Like I've got hundreds of thousands of points on his channel unspent. And so is like Rukov and everything. So I am not sure. I'm probably not the person to ask. I apologize. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Okay. Let's recap where we left off last time, folks, because it does feel like we might reach the end. Did Queen Katie say that we have like just one cross-examination left? And I feel like we're about to start it. And then after that is probably just gonna be talking, presenting evidence, pointing fingers, and denouement. So we might finish tonight. In fact, this is gonna be your assignment. For those who have played this game before, or like Queen Katie who has a guide to this game, once we reach the 3.5 hour mark, I need like a pretty accurate estimation on like how much farther we have to go, because it would be great if next stream could either be just entirely finishing it or starting fresh. I'd hate it if next stream was like halfway through we finish it and then we start the next chapter. You know, it's nice to end the stream on a. Does that make sense? I hope what I'm saying here. But how are all of you? How is everybody doing? Extemporaneous, Oak, Atlantic, Queen Katie, Shiny, Dermo, Toshi, even Taco from off in the distance, hanging out with your friend. See, Shiny said the hamsters were very cute. I know, I popped in for a little bit. They were adorable little hamsters. And one of them was murdered by a robot hamster. Queen says, I had a great time. I literally figured out how to progress the game as I raided you. But hey, now I know what to do next time I stream lol. Oh, the shrieking one is the sub-raid message. Okay, because I was going to say, I'm used to Queen Katie and her bats are flying into your kingdom. That's the one I'm used to. And Oak says, it's all streaming services. So wait, what do people use besides Spotify? Oh, SoundCloud. Probably, isn't that the whole thing? You link your SoundCloud or something like that. Oh, and Queen Katie with a 130 stream streak. Say 130 stream streak. Wowza, indeed. Okay, let's load up the game. Because I've yapped for long enough, like 8.5 minutes. I probably ought to actually get into this. The Adventure of the Unspeakable Story. Which we still need to find out how Susato knows about the Hound of the Baskervilles. I was thinking about it, and maybe it isn't that she snuck into Windy Bank and read it. Oh, Nora, raid with a party one! Welcome, we just had a Queen Katie raid. Now we're having a Nora raid. I think I glanced, oh yeah, Crystal's here, but lurking. So let me do a quick shout out for you there. Nora, how was your stream? How'd it go? We'll check out a clip, and we were just starting to get into the game, so perfect timing. Slide on into the stream. Oh, this is that,
No.
Oh, I always forget the name of this game. Huh?
Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, YouTube, Tidal, Bandcamp, etc. Those are the main ones, but the distributor sends to everything, even stuff people never use like Pandora and iHeartRadio.
Oh, I remember Pandora from a long time ago. Oh, a second clip is playing here. But thank you for the 10 bits. Oh, I feel like I've seen this Minecraft one before. Yeah. Talking about Vero.
Puzzles!
Vero!
Where the fuck are you?
Oh, there's a pin message. Pico Park. Thank you. I've still never played it. But Agabo, you died. But yes, okay. I've heard of like a bunch of those. I don't think I've heard of Tidal. But yeah, Apple Music, SoundCloud, YouTube. I never think of YouTube as a music thing, but I guess it is. Okay. Thank you for the 10 bits. Thank you for the explanation. Thank you for the raids. Thank you all for being here. For not like forgetting about me because I just had to skip one stream because of work. I love you all. You're all amazing. Thank you. Okay. Oh, and over on YouTube, Derma says we will be done before the 3-hour mark tonight. Oh yeah, you know what? Once more people get here, we should do a prediction tonight. So maybe in like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, something like that. Let's do a prediction whether we will beat this case before the 3-hour mark. And then you guys can gamble. And y'all love gambling. Nothing as wholesome as gambling, right, Ajiba?
Yep, I believe we are about to start the final testimony. After it would be all of the story chunk. 80% chance we are finally getting spoiler clips plus the thing that has given me much rage in spoiler chat tonight.
Tonight? So is it a new thing that was like brought to your attention? Was it something that I did or other people have been discussing? I feel like most of my big theories, like Strongheart being the murderer of Magnus McGilded and things like that, either are just going to turn out to be false or will come true in the sequel. the way they're doing this, like the sequel has to be much more connected to the first one than than in like other Ace Attorney. Because the other Ace Attorney games, the sequel is always trying to avoid directly addressing stuff from previous games. Like, stuff happened, but you gotta play the game to find it because they don't want to do spoilers. This one feels like it might be different. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, and hang on. We got Toshi over on YouTube saying at the end of this game, would you rather stay with Sherlock or join the Skulkin brothers? What?
You know how Crystal has been saying every now and then that I had been going nuts and crazy in spoiler chat?
Yes.
You will be finding that out soon, I hope.
I look forward to it. I'm excited. It's gonna be good tonight. It's gonna be good. Thank you for the 10 bits. And Toshi, I think I would love to be friends with the Skulkin brothers, but I don't think I'd want to join them. I would not want to be a professional baddie. I think they'd be delightful friends to like hang out with, but I wouldn't want to get involved in their stuff. So I would say stay with Sherlock. Or Herlock, I guess, Herlock. Because, I mean, he seems like fun. Although, we're probably more likely to run into dead bodies with Herlock. But I guess we can stay home and just say, I don't want to go look at a dead body today, Herlock. Please, please. Okay, so where we left off last time, we pretty much have, I keep wanting to say Egbert Benedict. Ashley Graydon, dead to rights. We got everything figured out. His wound where he was shot even opened up. But now his Hail Mary play that he's doing here is he's claiming that he is a witness and he's going to describe what he saw, I guess to point the finger at somebody else. But like, unless he has evidence of it, I think we'll just be able to say like, no, you're obviously lying. Like we have a preponderance? Is that the right word? I don't know. Of evidence, both like hard evidence and circumstantial evidence pointing toward him. At least much more so than against our client, against Gina Lestrade. So he's gonna point the finger at her, and unless he has some huge evidence, I don't see how he gets out of this. I'm guessing it's gonna have something to do with like the direction that Pop Windybank was shot from and how he fell down or something like that, but who knows?
This makes me a key witness in this case, and I have my hands firmly around the neck of your client.
What? Are you suggesting?
I saw it all. I saw the very moment the pickpocket girl pointed the gun at the poor defenseless pawnbroker and shot him.
You what? Hubbub, hubbub, hubbub. How is his back arching like that? He's gotta have core strength. Order! 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 Well, it would seem we are finally entering the last act of this theatrical trial. Mr. Graydon.
Yes?
I trust you are fully aware of the implications here. If it is shown that your claim is false, then not only will you be found guilty of murder, but lying. And murder is one thing, but lying to me? You will have incriminated yourself as the killer. Oh, because he's admitting to be there. Oh, that too. It's more than perjury. It is killing.
Oh, I understand fully.
Then I must ask you to give your formal testimony once more. You will explain to the court precisely what you saw at the moment the defendant allegedly shot the victim.
Hope his testimony is just, I saw her shoot him. I saw pull out the gun, bang, bang, shot him. Oh, nothing would give me greater pleasure.
Nothing? Nothing? Not even? Oh, okay. I think there's a lot of things that would give me greater pleasure than that.
The moment of the shooting. While these ruffians were jostling with the broker, I was still near the entrance to the shop. Oh, when Windybank threw Nash over the counter, I felt a sharp pain in my arm.
What was it, Nash? Was it Ringo? I don't know, it doesn't matter, I guess. They're almost interchangeable. He'll just say he got it mixed up.
I pursued the man, but he shot himself in the storeroom. I could see him through the peephole in the door, though. The accused in a black coat shot the man in the back as he was trying to flee to safety.
I mean, you're not giving a plausible reason why she would do that.
I saw the blood splatter all over that wretched girl.
Okay, so now we got our blood samples portfolio. Oh, wrong button. And we'll just be able to show that it's the purple blood. Wait, hang on. Is her blood splatter not in her portfolio? Because we found at the prison that there was thrice-fired Mason Milverton's blood all over Gina. Although it sounds like that still might not necessarily be admissible in court, but that's probably what we're going to present. We still need to find the other music box disc, though. He probably stole it. Okay, here's what. Why did he not steal the music box? Why did he leave it there? Oh.
Then she tossed the gun out of the peephole, so I picked it up and made my escape.
Okay, so he's saying that it wasn't Pop Windybank's gun, it was a different gun. Good gracious, this is quite extraordinary testimony. I believe it. I believe it. Uncritically.
Even if it was in it, Logan, didn't the court agree that they couldn't verify this? Like it's our word only based on the invention of a girl, a 10-year-old girl?
That is true, and I feel like most 10-year-olds, if they invent something, it's not. I tried to invent something when I was about that age. I tried to invent a new recipe for a food. I've probably mentioned this on stream before. I was like, I'm going to take 3 foods that I really, really like and combine them. And if I really like all 3 of them, then I'm going to super like this food. And the 3 foods I chose were cheddar cheese, grape jelly, and cinnamon sugar. So I took a slice of cheddar cheese, slathered it with grape jelly like you would on toast, and then sprinkled cinnamon cheese all over it, took a bite. It was disgusting! It was awful! So yeah, that is fair. But I do feel like if there are questions about the authenticity of her findings, then the logical step, rather than just going I guess we can't know, is to call an actual doctor. There's got to be blood specialists, especially a hospital or something, and bring them and say hey, this is how she's got it set up. This does this actually work? And it might take an extra few days. But why not? I feel like back in them olden times, we didn't have the same 3-day time limit that we have in the modern Ace Attorney games. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Queen Katie.
Oh, smug, so satisfied.
You claim, sir, under oath, to have clearly seen the defendant pull the trigger. Hubba, he's lying. Why are we acting like this is impressive? Order! Stop telling me I suck at my job!
It wasn't my intention to testify in this way. But neither is it my intention to be found guilty of a murder I didn't commit.
And we also established last time high treason, which I think are both capital offenses. I mean, it's not like they're going to execute you even harder for high treason than they would for murder.
Oh! So you see, my hand has been forced. I tell the truth now as an act of self-preservation.
Or you just as likely lie out of self-preservation. The truth? Until now, the prosecution was completely unaware of these details. Yes, well, sorry about that.
Having shot me in the arm, the pawnbroker was then shot in the back by the accused. Oh, and as I said, she was showered in his blood.
Why is he making such a big deal about that? That's obviously what we're going to contest. He has no reason to add that detail there. Especially when he's got to know that that's got to be verifiably false. Let me read some more in the chat. This guy's dumb. I miss when we would have a final boss who feels smart. Let's see. Oak says, I said it so the copyright is freely available. Queen said, nah, it's fine. I figured I'd ask. Lol. Oak says, anyone can use it for anything as long as they don't just do a direct upload and claim credit. So background music is fine. Remixes are fine. What if they make money off of it? What if someone's I'm going to make a new hit video game and I'm going to use this as my background music. I will not claim credit, but I will use it. Crystal says, lurk, chest colds. Oh, I'm sorry, Crystal. Get feeling better. Being sick sucks. Make sure you're resting up, taking care of yourself. If it gets really bad, like, see the doctor as needed. Oak says, but I'm very happy with it. I also just did a song commission for Neon Fish's game. Oh, that's awesome. And there's where Nora's raid was. Nora said, Nora raiding in. Hope her tears don't mess up your stream. Nora raid. And there's Crystal doing the shout out. And then Atlantic says, oh, Atlantic was the one who said Pico Park for the pin message. Nora says, I had the most sleepiest stream of all time. No one was there except for one bot. Oh, was the bot nice? I like robots. I think robots are nice. Let me read over on YouTube chat. Let's see. Dermo says, since this is probably the last time Morse will come up, I love Morse messages in music. Like YYZ having, quote, YYZ, or Mike Oldfield hiding a message in Amarok? Am I saying that right? For his producer to go F himself. I hadn't even thought about that, but like, yeah, hiding Morse code in songs, that's pretty cool. And Starlight by Muse having the clap spell out, I would just say boobs. It's a slightly more rude term for boobs, which was unintentional, but the band thought it was hilarious. Starlight, and Starlight, da 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 da. Yeah, okay, I know that song. I don't know the words to it, as you can tell. Grayson was really hard to pick, really had to pick a white suit to wear when injured, or at least Godot tried to cover his wound. Yeah, like, he could have gone home. Maybe he doesn't own anything that's not white, but you would think that you'd go, okay, if there's a chance this could rip open, I should get something either maybe a reddish brown. I was gonna say red or brown. Yeah, like a reddish brown, or at least a dark color, maybe even black, so it's not noticeable if it goes through. Arguable, the treason is worse. Certainly the Crown would view it that way. Well, yeah, in the legal system it probably is, but they are both capital offenses. Maybe the treason is just harder to pardon, or we'll have a quicker death row. I don't know. Okay, let's play a little bit more.
As I said, she was showered in his blood.
You say the blood splattered over the accused's coat? Are you sure on that point?
Like, yeah, again, why is he saying this? Why is he adding this detail?
Oh yes, quite sure.
Unless it's because he knows that she got Mason Milverton's blood all over her. And so he figures if they check for residue of bloodstains, it'll show up on the coat, and that will... I mean, I guess that helps his case if we can't identify whose blood it is.
All over the black overcoat that pickpocket girl was wearing at the time.
Really? Oh, if her coat could somehow be shown to harbor vestiges of blood, that would be conclusive evidence here. Okay, so that's what it is. He knows that the coat was covered in Milverton's blood.
Glug, 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 glug. Such an investigation is entirely possible, my lord.
What?
Only very recently, a German scientist has developed a technique to identify human blood.
I wonder if is this a real person? Is there trivia for this? Like, is he? It's oddly specific to say German. I wonder. Yeah, it's got to be a real person, right? I wonder who that is.
So here's to true science, not some amateurish detective's dubious foray into the world of chemistry.
There's nothing dubious about Hurley's work! His ideas are all sound!
Ideas are no use to us here, in science, as in law. Theories must be proven before they stand.
No!
In Germany, the technique has already been employed in the courtroom as the basis of evidence. Scotland Yard has a small quantity of the chemical reagent used. With your lordship's permission. Ha! Breaking the glass to make it more dramatic. We could shatter all vestiges of doubt within minutes. Even I shattered it. And I said vestiges like the judge said vestiges. I am delightful.
Oh, you are delightful.
This doesn't look good, Bruno!
Why not?
Well, we know, don't we? There's blood all over the front of Ginny's coat. If they tested with their chemicals...
Oh, help, you're right! I was forgetting what happened yesterday. Flashback to the blood turning purple.
Don't move, Ginny, I'm gonna shoot! Pachoo! I shoot my friends. Hee.
Purple blood. But that's not Mr. Windybank's blood. That stain is from 2 months ago. I know, but they don't believe you. They don't believe. I'm gonna read some more in the chat. I miss you guys. Already. Let's see. Quingita says to Oak, oh, my dad used Pandora once upon a time, I think. And that one app with the heart on it, is that Pandora or something else? That's probably the iHeartRadio app. I think. I remember like years ago hearing people like advertise for it. It's like, oh, make sure to download the iHeartRadio app for that. I never did. Nora said, I used to have Pandora. Oak said, I think that's the iHeartRadio, but nobody uses it. Let's see. Bumbo says, beep, boop, boop, pop. Bumbo, have you turned into a robot? How you doing? Nora says, the smoke is so bad, like I genuinely can't go outside. Oh yeah, I saw you mention that on Discord. Are there fires near you, I guess? I mean, I know, actually, I think I saw some. There's big fires up around the Great Lakes region. I don't know. Don't go outside if it'll kill you, okay? Crystal says, and when it happens, Katie is going to beat you up, Logan. Beat me up? Why me? What have I done wrong? I am merely playing a game and hypothesizing things. I had one thing come true last time, that Ashley Milverton is Mason Milverton's son, maybe daughter, maybe a Karawa in disguise. Nora says, AQI 500 last night. It's been in the upper 300s all day. And Oak says, yeah, you can make money off of it as long as you credit it. Okay, well, that's it. I'm gonna make a video game. And the soundtrack is just gonna be that one song on loop, unbroken. Not even like edited together to sound like one. It'll like go and then it'll end and then it'll start back up and end and start back up for however many hours it takes to play. Let's see. On Bumbo with on a 7-stream streak says, I won't stay long. This place makes me quite happy. Have fun, Logan. Lurk, thank you for the lurk, Bumbo. I assume you mean like this place, like with the game here in the stream and everything. Maybe it's just the place that you're at, which is nice and happy as well. I hope you're having a good time there. Over on YouTube, Derma says, I mean, you can't not let them test the evidence because it's inconvenient. That's a McGilded strategy. Trademark. I know we need to let them test it, but we should. I think what we ought to do right now is just get ahead of them on it and say, hey, we already tested using her thing. And yeah, there is blood all over it. It's thrice-fired Mason's blood. It's because, because like Gina Lestrade basically already admitted that, yeah, McGilded killed thrice-fired Milverton. And we just need to get to move in and say, like, this was McGilded's coat. This is the coat he was wearing. It was splattered with blood. He put it in the pawn shop in order to hide evidence from the police. And it's completely consistent with everything that we've said so far. And so even if they'd say, well, it shows blood on the coat, which is consistent with Ashley Milverton's story, say it's also consistent with our story. So therefore, it neither proves nor disproves either of them. It doesn't sway the argument one way or the other, right? I mean, honestly, we probably ought to have gotten out in the front of this and said this earlier. It would make Ashley Milverton seem less reliable, bringing it up after the fact that we had mentioned blood splatter all over it. But that's just my thoughts. Anyway, I will be back to chat soon. But that's not Mr. Windybank's blood. That stain is from 2 months ago. That's Mr. Mason's blood from when he was stabbed by McGilded, who was wearing the coat at the time. Ha! My lord! The defense objects to the test proposed by the prosecution. Also, I do feel like, Gregson, if he wasn't intentionally hiding things for some reason, I like Gregson up to this point, he'd be able to back us up on this, because he was there when Eggert Milverton over there, Eggert Ashley, whatever, was trying to get that coat. And we'd be able to say, like, look, yeah, that coat was in, there was a dispute over it, blah, 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 and just tie that back into, to Mason McGilded, or not Mason, Magnus McGilded. The defense objects to the test proposed by the prosecution. Overruled. Generally, when you object, you have to give a reason why. Lord Van Zeeks, make it so at once. With pleasure, my lord. See, it makes us look worse that we were objecting. As I said, we should have gotten out in front of this. And while we await the results, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination. Once they find the blood on the overcoat. Gina will be... Council! Oh, yes, my lord! Oh, what? Oh, I was thinking to myself, your cross-examination! Of course, my lord! If this cross-examination doesn't go well, if I don't manage to uncover some decisive evidence or a really compelling clue now, I have a very bad feeling about the outcome of this trial. We've got to tie it into the manuscript as well, right? Although it'll probably be that the manuscript just has like the other half of the Morse code or some weird crap like that. The moment of the shooting! All right. As always, you guys know our game plan for this type of thing. We save, we press every statement, and pursue statements, I guess, when necessary. And then after that, we figure out where to present our evidence. But even though I was just in the chat, I'm going to read some more in the chat because that's always a good breaking point right before the cross-examination happens. Nora says, I'm eating dinner right now, and it's my first meal of the day. What? I didn't eat anything until 6 p.m. today, and it was a small bag of pretzels. Too sleepy to eat anything, but it'll make my dinner taste so much better for real. Make sure y'all are being healthy. I forget to eat meals all the time, and it's probably not good. Queen Katie says, 14 shattered glasses! Hollow Knight says, hello, Logan! And remember, please refer to me as Grim. Okay, so wait, is this, do I have to? Because as I said before, I always like refer to people by whatever I know them as first. If it's like really vitally and importantly important to you, then okay. But if you're also gonna be like changing what I call you from time to time, then I'll just have to politely say, no, I gotta stick to one thing. It'll be way too confusing for me otherwise. Vero! Said the notification never went off, lol. I was waiting for a while. Good morning, chat. Vero, good morning. I'm sorry the notification didn't arrive. Vero, guess what? I got something in the mail today that I forgot I had pre-ordered and I thought was gonna be coming like in months down the line. So I got a matrix of leadership, and I remember seeing like the Transformers 1 matrix of leadership in the stores, and it was like this big. I'm like, oh, that's neat, but I didn't like the colors because they were Transformers 1 movie colors, not G1 colors. And so then they announced Studio Series 86 one that has like lights and sounds, and I pre-ordered it, and it's huge. It is huge. It is very large, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I don't know. I am very concerned about this. So, Baviro, how are you doing? Let's see. And yeah, I'm still caught up on YouTube. All right, let's go into this.
While these ruffians were jostling with a broker, I was still near the entrance to the shop.
Hold it! Mr. Windybank emerged from the storeroom, I believe.
Ringo and Nash were scouring the counter when he suddenly appeared and flew at them. He already had the revolver in his hand.
Ow! I was just in the chat, so I will be back soon. I will be back to the chat soon, but I do need to keep going. I need to play some game. But thank you very much for the Tomcat. I will be back. I promise I'll be back.
He already had the revolver in his hand. Fortunately, I wasn't too close.
Oh, this was not in the earlier part.
I've never been so scared in all my life. Yeah, we're just regular mild-mannered burglars, that's all. We don't like violence.
Oh, it's because I pressed. That's why we didn't hear that before. But it's always nice to see the Skulkins. I love them. Says the pair who carry a gun. Huh. What do you mean when you say you were near the entrance to the shop?
I was in the doorway, running my eyes over the shelves of forfeited items.
Oh, okay. Then I guess all we need to present is the calendar. I mean, let's still say like in the doorway, in front of it and over, because like the blood splatter is on the calendar.
Running my eyes over the shelves of forfeited items.
Looking for the music box, of course.
The broker went for Nash in the first place. Then Ringo joined in, making it 2 against 1, so I assumed they could handle this situation. But I was wrong.
I was trying to help me little bruv, but the old geezer chucked me over the bloomin' counter. So I pulled me gun on the old fella. I soon made him scarper.
The pair of you setting upon the poor, defenseless pawnbroker together. Shame on you. Why, if attacking and brandishing a gun was illegal, I'd have you arrested.
Sorry, Gov.
When Windybank threw Nash over the counter, I felt a sharp pain in my arm.
Oh, crap, I forgot to hit the press button. Wrong button. Go back. Oh, yeah. Hold it! Hold it! You mean that's the moment you were shot?
Yes, though I didn't immediately realize what had happened, of course. Things crashed to the floor from the counter as the three men were brawling. It was at exactly that moment that it happened, so I didn't hear the gunshot.
Huh? And the bullet went on to strike the calendar in the wall behind you.
So it would appear. When I looked at my arm, I saw it was bleeding badly, so I wrapped my handkerchief around it. Seeing as I couldn't explain what had happened to a doctor, I had no choice but to wait for it to heal. I didn't imagine it would still be bleeding 2 days later.
Did Mr. Windybank intend to shoot you, do you think?
Well, no, I don't imagine he even noticed I was there, to be honest. Perhaps the gun went off accidentally. Anyway, it didn't quite strike home.
I mean, at least he's not impugning on Windybank's moral character.
When it pulled me gun on him, he tried to shove me out of the way. And then he scampered through that door out back.
At which point, what did you do? It's taking a while. It's already taken a while. I'm going to read a couple more comments in the chat because I miss you guys. Nora says, there are really bad fires in southern Canada and northern Minnesota. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like most of the fires around here have gotten better. But, yeah, we also here in Utah have been having drought conditions lately. Which like, they come in cycles. We'll have drought for a few years and a few years of not drought. And we're entering drought years, it seems. Nora says, Vero! Bubba says, what? Did my name not make it obvious that I am a robot? I mean, I get, yeah. I guess I'm so used to calling you Bumbo without reading the Bumbotron at the end that I kind of forgot. You know what you are? You are Bumbo. You are either a robot or you are a Jumbotron, a large screen at a sporting event. Because the Bumbotron, Jumbotron, they sound familiar. I would choose to think you're both. That you're a robot that also has a large screen in you. Vera says, hi. Quia says, hey, Twitch, why did you steal my message box away? I was replying to Vero and then the box disappeared as I clicked send. Wait, what? Oh, for like a whisper? Nora said, I need to tell everyone about this. Vero already knows. Second ever meeting in Toma Life. Vero's me has fallen in love with Nico Robin. Quia says, I had to refresh for it to come back. Vera said, lol, hey, Katie. Hold on, let me actually wake up, and lurk. Thank you for the lurk, Vero! Oh, and over on YouTube, Dermo says, defenseless. I don't know, Winniebank had means to defend if he turned it around. Turned it around? A turnabout? Well, and like, they broke into his place. They're attacking him. Like, he has the right to pull his gun, as far as I'm aware with the law. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an expert, so don't quote me on that. Let me have a sip of water, hang on. Okay. Let's play some more of the game, hang on.
I pursued the man, but he shot himself in the storeroom. I could see him through the peephole in the door, though.
Hold it! Why'd you pursue him? He shot you, bro. You should run away. You mean you chased after him?
I don't recall the reason why, but I ran after him to the back of the shop.
And what about this peephole in the door you mentioned?
Well, unsurprisingly, the storeroom's door is a solid job,
made out of stout wood.
but there's a small opening in it about head height that lets you see what's in there from the outside.
Actually, I should know that, shouldn't I? Did you not? Did you not, Ryunosuke? I looked through it myself that night. Those were my eyes. That was my Gina. That's my Van Zeeks. Huh?
Hey, can you retell the Transformers story? Puzzles was in bathroom for that one.
Oh, it wasn't even so much a story, but I just want to say, Vero, I received a package in the mail today. Some I'd forgotten that I had pre-ordered. Because, you know, sometimes you like pre-order things. It's like, I'll pre-order it, and then maybe if I change my mind, I'll cancel or whatever. And plus, I thought it wouldn't even come here for another couple of months. Regardless, give me time to think about it. It was a surprise. Package arrived in the mail, and it's the Matrix. It's the Matrix of leadership. And all I was saying before is that, you know, when the Transformers 1 movie came out, they had a Matrix I saw at Walmart, and it was about this big. It was a neat little toy. I didn't get it because it was the colors of the Transformers 1 movie as opposed to the G1 movie. They're slightly different. The Transformers 1 is like more like gold everywhere. And so when Studio Series 86 was making one, I'm like, oh, I'll order it. So it came in the mail. It was not like this, but it is big. It is huge. It is large. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. I don't know. I mean, it lights up and does sounds. I can't demonstrate the sounds on stream because it has copyrighted music that Stan Bush's The Touch when you open it. But yeah, I am unsure what to do with this thing. It's much, much bigger than I expected.
And what about you burgling brothers? Did you see what went on through this peephole as well?
Not likely, Gov. Didn't see nothing of the sort, Gov.
I doubt these two buffoons were even aware of the peephole's existence.
So the Skulkin brothers were there, but they didn't know about the hole. They don't know about holes. They didn't see the killing of Mr. Windybank take place. Oh, so like, I wonder if they're being honest. Maybe they didn't know that that Ashley Milverton did it.
Oh! Inside the storeroom, I could see the broker and that young girl standing there.
The defendant?
Yes, though neither of them noticed I was looking. Oh, the girl raised her gun and pointed it straight at the man.
And then, what'd you see that? What'd she do after she pointed the gun at him? The girl you're accusing of murdering him pointed a gun, and then what'd she do?
The accused in a black coat shot the man in the back as he was trying to flee to safety.
Hold it! Yes, when the crime was discovered, the defendant was found with a gun in her hand. But that was Mr. Windy. Oh, this is great. Yeah, this is really great. Because we'd have to explain, like, why she would then have... okay, in his cross-examination, didn't he say that she threw her gun out the hole and he picked up and ran? But then why would she pick up Windybank's gun and be holding that? That doesn't make any sense. But that was Mr. Windybank's gun, from which only a single bullet had been fired. And as we have already established, Mr. Milverton, that bullet was fired at you!
But no, it wasn't the broker's gun that the pickpocket girl had when I saw her. Yes, the bullet from Windybank's gun grazed my arm. And yes, the Skulkin's gun grounded the detective. But this was another gun entirely, a third gun.
The broker's gun was not the murder weapon, so clearly there had to be a third firearm involved. In other words, the accused must have had her own gun with her at the time.
Objection.
But no other gun was found at the scene!
Calm yourself, counsel.
Sorry?
You must consider the events in order.
Huh?
At first, I saw the broker and the girl glaring at each other, but then all of a sudden, the broker turned to run. And it was at that moment that the little gutter rat shot him in the back.
A chilling image, I must say.
Oh, people believe me. Oh, okay.
Okay, just two more statements. I'm going to read some more in the chat. Let's see. Queen Katie said, legit, it was just the chat messages. No box for me to type in. Weirdest Twitch bug of all time. Even weirder than back when it was like repeating messages over and over and over again in the chat. Queen Katie says, anyway, I go nab wafers. I have wafer. Welcome back with your wafers. Hollow Knight Gamer /Grim says, every life has a light in the tunnel ahead, but you must just find that behind it instead of heaven is an engine and the devil in bread. And we're next on the menu if we've left him unfed. I don't know what those are lyrics to. Maybe it's a song I've heard, but I don't recognize it. It says, Grim is my permanent name now. Okay, in that case, because you are relatively newish, I will make a one-time exception to do my utmost to refer to you as Grim. But any other further name changes are just too much for my brain to handle. It's difficult enough for me to autocorrect what I see with what I'm used to calling you. And then saying hee hee. Nora says, I was at my friend's house. Says, oh my gosh, chat. I was at my friend's house last week. It was Turbo, actually. And she has a VR. And so I got to use a VR for the first time ever. And what was the first ever VR game I played? Of course, FNAF. It was so scary. And the VR gave me a headache. But whatever. I would love to get a VR headset. Maybe I'll add that to the list of eventual upgrades. I don't know how people stream with it, because I feel like you wouldn't see my face. I'd just be like, I'd be covered. But I think it'd be neat to own one. I have used one before, but I have never owned one. And Nora says, oh, also, chat, in a couple weeks, I might get to meet the P3P voice actress of Yukari. So the one that I know. So congratulations, Nora. I hope it goes well. And then Grim says, Beggar Benedict. And Nora says, oh my gosh, I finished Madoka Magica today, and it was so peak. I do need to watch that at some point. I haven't seen it, but I hear it's good. Let me have a sip of water, because I'm still caught up in YouTube, and we'll play some more.
I saw the blood splatter all over that wretched girl.
Hold it! All over her?
Yes, through the peephole I saw it clearly.
I feel like if she shot him in the back and blood splattered all over him, then wouldn't the picture of him have, like, blood all over his back? Because he clearly was shot in the back. And if you shoot in the back, and if there's blood, like, there would be blood on him, too. Maybe it's just the game not wanting to show the blood and just trust it's there. That should be evidence, I think, right? Maybe?
Yes, through the peephole I saw it clearly. Of course, the stains are invisible now, what with the coat being such a dark color. But I assure you, that garment is sullied with the victim's blood.
Well, it is sullied with blood, that's for sure. But it's not Mr. Windybag's blood, how's that? I like that Ryunosuke doesn't even respond when people react to his thoughts. He's just used to it. No, that's right. It's Mr. Mason Milverton's blood from when McGilded stabbed him 2 months ago. It's so annoying! If they'd only accept Hurley's chemical analysis, we could prove that! But they won't. So unfortunately, we can't use it as evidence to support our case. Oh, bother! Oh, bother! I'm like Winnie the Pooh. Okay, one more statement of press. I'm kind of surprised we haven't had any reactions from either Gregson or the Skulkins.
Then she tossed the gun out of the peephole, so I picked it up and made my escape.
Hold it! Hold it! Did I hear you correctly? She threw the gun out of the room?
That's right. After the broker fell to the floor, she started walking over.
Oh, over where? Exactly. And we don't have an explanation for why she was passed out on the ground with... okay.
In the direction of the storeroom door to where I was watching. Of course, I quickly retreated, and then the girl dropped the gun through the peephole onto the floor by my side of the door.
But why on earth would she do such a thing? You didn't think to pick it up and point at her and go, okay.
I couldn't tell you. Perhaps she was hoping to distance herself from the murder weapon. Without thinking, I went and picked it up. I suppose I was worried about just leaving it there in case any more tragedies took place.
So it was you, in fact, who took the third gun from the scene of the crime.
Oh, yes. It was yours truly.
Oh.
I left the clear up to my lackey. Clear up to my lackeys and left.
Clear up? Isn't it clean up? I don't understand this.
We made a bit of a mess around the counter, so Mr. Whistle and Flute here told us to tidy up. He thinks it's our blooming mum sometimes.
Well, I was paying you enough, my goodness.
Uh-oh.
Tell me, Mr. Milverton, when you left the pawnbrokery that night, was it by any chance with the second disc in your jacket pocket?
You're like You're like a bull at the gate, aren't you?
What are you doing? Don't hurt him! Don't hurt him, he's my friend! He doesn't know he's my friend yet, but he's like a cat that I know is gonna warm up to me. And he's just...
I'm gonna try not react. I don't want to get pulled into that.
Okay, so which one? Okay, I guess the exclamation point is on Nash. Let's see the rest of this conversation, and then we'll pursue.
You're like a bull at a gate, aren't you? But I admit to nothing of the sort. After all, you can't even show the court such a disc exists, can you?
As expected, he won't admit to anything unless I can thrust the evidence in his face.
It's not as easy as you thought, is it, to pin a crime on this lapel?
Huh.
It won't stick. Not murder, not treason.
Maybe not right now, but you won't be laughing. I don't want to say that word. It's too easy to accidentally say something else if you're not careful. Like that forever. What's your feeling, Runo? As much as I hate to admit it, I don't see any obvious holes in his testimony at the moment. That's right, I can't see his hole. That's why I'm still not entirely sure if Ashley is a guy or a girl. I need to see his hole. But you have to find a way to break this man! Or woman! You don't know! And quickly, too, because once they discover the blood on the overcoat Gino's wearing... It's a bit strange that he's so sure of himself about seeing the blood splatter over Gino's coat. Thank you, Iris! Thank you. Thank you. I was saying the same thing earlier. He would have had to have, like, seen McGilded covered in the blood or something, maybe. It doesn't strike me as the sort of thing you'd claim if you hadn't genuinely seen it happen. Yeah. But we know that Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windybank. So what's going on? All I know is that it's very unfair. Why should some German scientist test be acceptable as evidence when mine and Hurley's wasn't? How about if we were German? Then can we get I'm gonna pretend to be German. Just tell the judge I'm in German. This whole time. Ach du lieber! I'm trying to get this blood test over to the police so they can investigate. Is he believing it? Is he believing it? Bruno? Detectives can use test tubes too! Never mind that. I have to find a really stark inconsistency in this testimony somewhere. And I have to find it before the prosecution discovers the blood stain on Gina's coat! Okay, let's go. It's gonna be the last statement again, and we're gonna press it. Before we do that, however, so is everybody back here now? So in that case, I was saying before, once we have a decent number of people here, on the Twitch side, we're going to start a prediction. The prediction will be... I did think wrong. Oh, crap, I meant to do... There we go. I accidentally added to a list of predictions that apparently I'd forgotten even existed. I meant to do a slash instead of an exclamation point. So the question is, will we finish the first game by 3-hour mark? And we got the two options of yes and no. We're gonna do a full-on 15-minute submission period, so you guys can get your guesses in. And is and we will start it. So the options are yes or no. Do we think we'll finish this by the 3-hour mark? Because there was some dispute earlier as to whether that would happen. So we're starting the prediction. go ahead and cast your votes. I'm going to read some more comments in the chat. Nora says, also, fun fact, Madoka Magica is the only reason Oak and I are friends, because October 2024, I DM'd her, quote, hey, can I yap with you about Madoka Magica? And then I watched 4 episodes and we yapped about it, and then I low-key stopped watching them, but then we became friends, and today I binged the rest of it. I always like seeing anime bring people together. Grim says, Logan should play Ultra Kill. Okay, remind me what... Wait, no, I was about to guess a game, but then I remember that's Super Hot is the game. Ultra Kill, I'm pretty sure I've seen some people talk about it. We can add that to the list of recommendations, huh?
Do you mean like actually finish the game or just the trial? Shiro asked in chat.
Oh, talking about finishing the first game, like not just the trial, but getting to the point where it's like, oh, so do we begin the second Great Ace Attorney game? I'm just trying to figure out, like, do we think we will finish the game, the first of the 2 games in this collection, by the 3-hour mark? So not just the trial, but like the trial, the denouement, the game is over, ready to move on to the next one, credits. So we'll say the start of the credits, okay? Will the credits begin to roll by the 3-hour mark? So go ahead and cast your vote. I think Derma over on YouTube was saying that we're absolutely getting to the end before the 3-hour mark. I don't know. But however close we get, I do need those who have played the game before or familiar with it or whatever to help me figure out how close we are by the 3-hour mark, so we know whether to save it for next time. Because I would love it if a stream could end on the conclusion of the game and have a stream start with the next game, you know? But yeah, Grim, thank you for the suggestion on Ultra Kill. I appreciate that. There's obviously no guarantee that I can play every game recommended, but I will keep that in mind. Queen said, us, but with Ruby then. Nora said, exactly. Vero with the unlurk. Welcome back, Vero. Nora says, Vero, you were looking when Logan said this, but he got something in the mail, something to do with Transformers. It's really big. That's all I remember. Vero said, what'd you get in the mail? I was in the bathroom. Broken heart. Grim says, yes, he should indeed. And Vero says, thank you, Katie. Heart, heart, heart. Lol, I guess you were chosen. This is a very Rodimus thing to say of you, though. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess till all are one. Come on, let's go find the Knights of Cybertron, everybody. I think I need to have a shuttlecraft that looks like my head. It's gonna be like 90% forehead. Just pale Irish slope of forehead is my not my rod pod, my log pod. Grim says, gotta go. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate you hanging out. Have a good rest of your night, whatever you're up to. Quita says, no problem. And the Grim says, lurk, thank you for the lurk. And Vera says, quote, I got the Matrix, and I don't know what to do with it. It's so big. It's so much bigger than I realized. It is large. It is very large. I thought it'd be the type. Anyway, I won't go into too much detail, but yes. Okay, let's play some more. Yeah, everybody go ahead and cast your votes on the prediction here. So we got to press this statement. Hold it! And we got to get to the point where Gregson was throttling Nash. So I can't remember what the exact statement was. It's probably a clue. Almost there, I think. Tragedy took place. Vampire Man. We gotta be almost there, yeah?
Yes, it was yours truly.
Ooh.
I left the clear up to my lackeys and left.
Clear up?
We made a bit of a mess around the counter, so Mr. Whistle and Flute told us to tidy up.
If you somehow finish the game tonight, even though I doubt it, I will go out of my way to draw whoever you fall in love next game. Yes, even if it's the literal first case.
Okay, I need to know, do you guys, is there a character you all assume I will fall in love with in the next game? Because, I mean, at the moment, Penny Nichols is still my uncontested Ace Attorney wife, but this is a different time period. Obviously, if you guys think that there is someone, don't spoil it, because I don't want to be swayed or biased in favor of or opposed to any particular character. But now I am curious if you guys think that there's going to be a character that I'll fall in love with. Okay, well we gotta kick up the pace then, so I can get a drawing made. Oh, over on YouTube, Toshi said yes, probably after the 3rd hour by half an hour. Consider the credit yapping. Okay, so let's see. Let's go for it. If that prediction is over, we can maybe do another one if we're like maybe 3.5 hour, maybe 4 hour. I technically don't have to be up super early tomorrow, so I can stay up a little bit late tonight if I need to. I don't want another repeat of Ace Attorney Investigations 1, where we end up having like what was it? Was it a minute shy of 6 hours or 7 hours? I can't even remember. That horrible Ambassador Alba case.
Well, I was paying enough.
Okay, we're almost there, yeah. Tell me, Mr. Graded. Oh, here we go. I like that we heard from Nash.
You're like a bull at the gate, aren't you?
Why is he strangling him now? All right, pursue.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, why are you getting choked by Grayson? I guess not choke, it's like the lapel. Ha! Gentlemen! You know, if Gregson wasn't so much older than both of them, I could see him possibly being a long-lost Skulkin brother. I mean, Gregson, I can't remember how old he's probably like in his 40s or 50s or something like that, especially with like the streak of gray hair that he's got. But like his head, like the Skulkin brothers' heads are shaped like their food, a pear and an apple, respectively. Gregson's head is kind of shaped like a French fry, which is made from a potato, which is I mean, it's not a fruit, it's a vegetable. It's a tuber, technically. And he's got a little mustache. He's got very cartoonish little eyes. In fact, their hair on their head is even kind of similar. It's like a similar color with the lines going in it. Is he their dad? Hang on. What is the age difference here? Gregson, how old exactly are you? 44? Okay. 27, darn it. No, I think it's just too young by a skosh. Cause yeah, he's slightly, he would have had to get teenage man pregnant in order to have Ringo. So I guess maybe not, but it would be great.
Ha, ha, ho, ha, ha, ha.
Oh, something wrong? Sunshine. I was just talking to him, doing nothing.
That should be my line. Do you realize you were just violently shaking Mr. Skulkin?
Oh, blimey. This D's a bit of an hooligan, ain't he?
What was going on just now?
Oh, you saw me grab me whistle.
Wait, that's the lapel is your whistle or something?
What, the blazers, he said. Didn't you mention the third gun when we got you down at the station?
And why didn't you?
Ah, cause we didn't know nothing about it. All that flaming peephole in the door.
Sorry about that. I can be prone to losing me rag sometimes. Not hurt, are you? I'll kiss it better.
Blimey, see the way he's looking at me? I'm telling ya, this day gives me the willies.
Earlier you said he was your brother. That was strange. The inspector doesn't normally get quite as worked up as that. He wouldn't normally grab someone. Is he realizing he arrested the wrong person? No, that wasn't like Gregsy at all. He's normally all sweetness and light, no matter what I say to him. Yes, well, I think you might be a special case, Iris. Well, anyway, that was definitely out of character. Or, see, as the kids say, I still relate to the people who are even younger than me. Well, that's it? Oh, okay. Oh, they're probably back with the blood results. My lord! Requesting your lordship's permission to interrupt the cross-examination. Explain yourself, officer. I have the results of the test that was ordered earlier, my lord. Ah, the blood on the accused's overcoat. Thank you, officer. I don't know your last name. Thank you, officer, last name. Very well. The cross-examination is hereby temporarily suspended. I presume you have no objection, counsel? No, my lord. And yeah, it's going to show, obviously, blood all over her coat. Well, there you have it. The report, please, Inspector. Yes, sir. Here. Oh, I hope we see him throw it as like a ping across there. Did we? Which game was that? We did that where somebody threw something across. Was it Godot with his mug? Like the little ping image.
Traces of human blood were found on the overcoat of the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. From the extent of the stains, it would appear that they were the result of spattering following a gunshot wound.
Or a stabbing. A spattering, a stabbing.
End of report.
Oh, goodness me! Hubbub. But, like, she shot him in the back. I don't, you know.
See? What did I tell you?
Objection.
That was entirely unnecessary. Okay, wait, hang on, I got my earbuds back in. I hope he spins so much when he has his breakdown. I hope he just spins like a whirligig and takes off into the stratosphere. Granted, we already had one culprit who ascended to heaven during her breakdown, but we can have two. Or maybe he'll just spin so much like a drill and burrow down into heck instead of floating up to heaven. No, the blood on that coat is not Mr. Windybanks. Also, we should probably save again. It's been a little while since we have done that. Save. And there is still a few minutes left on the prediction, so go ahead and, if you're on the Twitch side of the chat, cast your votes on whether you think we'll get to the end of the game by the 3-hour mark tonight. Let's see. Queen Katie said, oh, you're right. Second weirdest bug. The repeating messages was a wild one. Grim says, who said their lyrics? I don't know. They sounded like lyrics or maybe a poem. Said, and thanks for calling me Grim BRB. Mantis, my favorite emo. It's a great one. Again, thank Queen Katie for that. Lord Shiro, little emote. How you doing? Grim says, hi, Shiro. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh, it's Shiro. Lord Shiro says, Greg. Sandvira says, no, Greg said, leave him alone. Grim says, yes. Nora said, guess who's gonna try and stay here the whole stream? This gal playing Toma Live, but I'm here. Oh, awesome. I feel like it's been a while since you've been able to stay the whole time. Shiro with an emote, and then there's a whole command. Nora said, Celeste from Danganronpa is talking to a sweet lamp on my island right now. I saw a thing online. Somebody posted, I can't remember where it was, if it was on Twitter or TikTok or wherever. Somebody's posted a thing about, I guess in Russia, one of the Russian Danganronpa fans made like a fan game, like a social deduction type of a murder mystery game, like an Among Us type of a game, but with Danganronpa characters. It's interesting, but I guess you probably needed to know Russian for it. Yeah, there's where I messed up the prediction command. Queen says, did you mean /Logan? I did. I made a mistake. Vera says, lol. Queen said, why haven't we been using that command sooner? I forgot it existed. Clearly, it's like the first time that I've used it ever. And Lord Shear says, finish the trial. Or the credits are rolling /done. Yeah, credits. Says credits have to roll. Yes, they have to start. You don't have to get to the end of the credits, but the credits need to start by the 3-hour mark. And Queen Katie says, instant doubt. Over on YouTube, let me take a look over there. I gotta scroll up. Derma says, in fairness, I forgot about the credits more realistically 3.5 hours, like Toshi said. I don't say anything odd about Gregson. That's just a standard Glasgow greeting. Nash should be honored. Isn't there, isn't there something called a Glasgow smile? Isn't that the thing where like, or am I thinking of something else where you like cut the, maybe now I'm second guessing, maybe that's a different name where you like you cut the sides of the face. Derma says, I'm sorry, they can't tell who the blood belongs to or its age, but they're confident enough to say the blood splatter was from a gunshot wound. I know, because we can say stabbing. And Toshi says, I'm crying. Your Van Zeke's voice is so great. I woke up the entire neighborhood laughing. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I don't even know what I was saying as Van Zeeks, but as long as you liked it, I am happy. And the prediction is almost done for voting over on Twitch, so get those last minute votes in because you got like a minute left is all probably. No, the blood on the coat is not Mr. Windybanks. What on earth makes you say that, Council? The coat originally belonged to Magnus McGilded. Just before his coat was deposited at Windybanks, McGilded had fatally stabbed Mr. Mason Milverton. So the blood on that overcoat is the blood of the brickmaker from the omnibus case. Yes, and we look suspicious by not having brought this up sooner.
Objection!
Well, the dead cannot speak. Isn't that right, my Japanese friend?
Okay, then Windybank can't talk. It's the same thing. Sorry.
Glug, 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 glug. 2 months ago in this very courtroom, did you not argue fervently for McGilded's innocence? And yet, now that the man is dead, you brand him as a murderer. Your conduct shatters any shred of respect you may have earned for yourself in this country. For here in Britain, we do not allow people to change their opinions or beliefs upon the arrival of new information. I need to change my glove, it is stained.
But that was... what was his voice again? I call it a bully disgrace, treachery, that's what it is. How to determine whether the blood on the coat is 2 months old or not? Even a stereoscope couldn't help the answer to that problem pop out. It can't be done. But we used Mr. Sholmes' specially formulated chemicals. Mr. Sholmes is a detective, not a chemist. Would you try to put such faith in a chemical formula devised by me, for example, when I'm a communications officer? Oh, crap. Or are we going to have to do another summation examination? Oh, crap, we are, aren't we? Yeah, never mind. We're not getting done tonight. Okay, heel down. What is that? I need to Google this. Pirozi. What is that? It's a food? Okay, it's a baked or fried yeast-leavened boat-shaped bun with a variety of fillings in Russian and Eastern European cuisine. Okay, let's see if we can get a pronunciation on this. Hang on.
Parashki.
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 Parashki. Now slow it down.
Parashki.
Parashki. It's Parashki. He held out Parashki to starving boy, and he ran away crying. Oh, that's it. Okay.
Sherlock Sholmes is barely more than a figment of the public's imagination. His name carries no weight in this courtroom. No weight at all.
How could you say that?
Oh, a victory is sweet indeed. This proves that my testimony is the whole truth from start to finish.
How do you arrive at such a conclusion, sir?
As the witness said, the accused's coat was spattered with the blood of the victim. The only way Mr. Milverton could possibly have known that fact is if he saw it happen.
Okay, so that's then, yeah, why he added that detail.
In other words, his testimony is solid, and the conclusion is singular. I'm going to tell the conclusion now. It was the accused who shot the victim in this case. That is the whole truth. That's whole with a W, by the way, so you cannot do the whole command on Twitch.
Oh! Oh, he's still posing. He is still posing. And Van Zeeks is posing. They're all posing. My lord! Oh, wait. My lord! Is that the... Oh, been a long battle, this one, but this old war horse has something to say now, if you please. Yeah, they're all going to vote guilty in summation examination time. Mr. Foreman! As of this moment, sir, the squadron has reached its final decision. Ready, men? All for one now. Sir!
Guilty.
Yeah.
Guilty.
Yeah.
Guilty.
Okay.
Guilty.
Oh.
Guilty.
Guilty.
You too, Bolshevik? All right, another summation examination. Yep, we're not getting through this by the 3-hour mark. I hope that not too many people bet on yes. I hope not too many of you believed in me, because you're gonna lose your points. Well, it would appear that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury and the mouse that the terrorist has have reached a unanimous verdict
Burp. The defense has consistently failed to unpick the sweetness's testimony.
I thought I was going to shatter it again.
Here's to any attempt you may make at unpicking the jurors' decisions being equally successful.
Wow! How many times is he going to do that tonight? I don't believe it. After I've come so far! How is it all unraveling on me so fast? Honestly, bro, it's because you're sitting back and not doing anything. I was about to guess this is going to be the voice of Kazuma in my head. Maybe this is this Susato? Did she give up on her dad? Is she just like,
My dad's gonna die. I'm gonna show up in the courtroom.
oh, maybe it's Herlock! How very distressing. To be held in such low esteem. Oh, is that Herlock in disguise? Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Ow, oh, that was not a fake mustache. I grew it out this morning. Very fast follicles I have. Ow, oh, that hurts. Oh. For sure. Wait, hang on. You better not be someone impersonating an officer, because that is a crime. I will have you arrested. You know what? I will have you shot if you're not a real police officer. You've delivered the report now. That will be all. Thank you. It occurs to me with some regularity, Mr. Naruhodo, that scientific truths are determined not by science, but by none other than the human mind. I know that voice. I know that sometimes when I'm sleeping in the attic, I hear it loom over me, muttering things as I sleep. Like, yes, be very comfortable there, yes. Ah! Am I going mad? Oh! Herlock! Mr. Sholmes! That should have been his alternate costume for the second game. I need to read some more in the chat. Let's see. Yeah, Queen Gator said insta doubt. Vera says shoot, can we? Queen Gator says knowing Logan. Vera says I also doubt, but it's been forever. Queen Gator, the timestamp 57 minutes 44 seconds. Okay, I'm only 20 minutes behind. That's not too bad. Little over 20 minutes. Lord Chair says I think it'll be close for you rolling the credits by the 3-hour mark. Vera says yes, take me with you. You're making me want to commission a Logan pod. A log pod? Lord Cheer says, huh? Sorry, that's not what Lord Cheer said. You didn't make muttering
Posted
noise.
some spoiler clips.
Oh!
It was gonna be only one for this moment, but then you said something hilarious. I did a last-minute clip. Halo L.
I did. Okay. It's got to be for the Sholmes reveal. I'm not sure that. Oh, I just noticed Gregson's face just staring over at him like, yeah, chip. Thank you, Queen Katie, for the 10 bits. I look forward to it. It may take me like 20 minutes to get there, but I look forward to seeing what it was. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Let's see. Toshi, or rather from Toshi, and Dermot just says, that's a Chelsea smile? Am I saying that right? I could have sworn that I heard a different name for it. Maybe it was something else entirely. Maybe it has multiple names, but I will trust you on that, Dermo. Let's see. Lord Sheriff says, my favorite character in Ace Attorney is in GAA 2. Oh, okay. Queega says, it can just be like, oh, I like this silly guy, kind of a vibe. Okay, so it's not like full on falling in love. It's just like, this is fun. Veer says, I can't think of anyone in the second game specifically. Shiro says, I would say if you aren't rolling credits by 3-hour mark, the credits will roll soon after. Okay. Queen Kitty says, even just oh, this character is really neat. I like it. Just anybody that you would like art on law. I will do my best then, because that's a great deal. Shiro says, Gregson is 44. Queen says, Greg Tuber. Spoiler clip moment coming soon, by the way. After this segment, I think, question mark? Okay, let's play a little bit more. Let's play a bit more. Hang on. Mr. Sholmes! Hey, What is the meaning of this? Oh, wait. Why is he doing a Bob Fosse thing with his legs? Order! He's committing a crime! Was that report even true? Did you falsify it? We need to have it, like, passing through proper channels. That we can't trust it. We cannot trust it. What is it called? The order of, like, secession or something? It's been broken.
What business do you have here, detective? The last I heard, you are recuperating in hospital.
As well I would be, had I not been set upon an errand.
What errand?
Hurley, it's really you! You're awake at last! Yes, good day, Iris. I appear to be rather late to rise. My apologies. I was up late last night, conspiring with Susato. Now, milord, if you will humor me. In what manner, sir? I have something of great importance I wish to give the young lawyer over there. Is this like new evidence? Evidence ex machina? Evidence ex Herlaxia? Well, you know, Herla, can you just do the summation examination? I'm tired of this. I need no more than 5 minutes. Would you be so kind as to spare us the time? Oh, what say you to this, Lord Van Zeeks?
This trial has taken many hours of the court's time, having spent so long already.
Exactly! You haven't spent so long already, we don't want to go wasting any more precious time.
All right, now we just need Iris to pipe up and he'll change his tune.
As I was saying, having spent so long already, it would seem churlish to deny the defense a mere 5 minutes.
Hey! He's a good guy. I'm gonna say before, he does seem like he's genuinely trying to get to the truth, but that's nice of him. Very well then, counsel. You have 5 minutes. I'm gonna time this. Okay, hang on. I'm pulling out my smartphone back in olden time nowadays. I'm going to the clock app. We're gonna do a stopwatch. 5 minutes starting now. He's behind the bench with us. My dear fellow, I apologize for my tardy arrival. You know, it's olden times. I don't think you can say that nowadays. Mr. Sholmes, are you all right now? Ha 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 ha! All right, I'm all wrong. Sorry? I've only just managed to summon the strength to stand, man. I asked the judge for 5 minutes. Ha ha! But I fear even that may prove too much for me. Pray, forgive me should I pass out. Let's make this discussion as short as possible. The camera had to pan down to me. Now we have tall people back here. Hurley, this place is full of idiots. None of them can see how wonderful your chemical blood analysis is. Well, that concoction of mine was really just a bit of sport to assist me in my investigations. I never took the trouble to refine it for appraisal by the scientific community. An oversight on my part. Right. Modesty? Surely not. Hurley? Not. But enough of that. I'm here to give you this, my dear. Oh! It's the pouch that Susato had in the flashback. I noticed that. I think I pointed. That was one of the 2 things I saw. Is it, or is it just something else that's wrapped up the same way? Or maybe it's just a bento box. Maybe I'm getting low blood sugar. What's that? A lavender furoshiki wrapping? A leaving present from Miss Susato. From Miss Susato? If possible, matters would be settled without me giving you this. Those were her instructions when she asked me to do her this favor. I don't understand. Miss Susato foresaw today's events, I believe. She knew that the culprit would attempt to escape justice by means both devious and underhand. And that you, Mr. Naruhodo, are a terrible lawyer without her. Fighting fairly as you want to do, would find yourself in considerable peril. At that very moment of crisis, you would be given this small parcel. Those were the dear lady's instructions. A leaving present from Susato-san. Whatever could it be? Oh, it's the cat door! The cat door maker! What is this? Whoa! Is this a machine I made? I said before that's gonna come in handy. Maybe was that little peekaboo hole? The little door on the door, was that not originally there? Was that because of this thing? It's the machine I made! Ah! Meow meow, Wagaha in the house, y'all. Hey, look, I used this! It's my latest invention! What is that? I call it the cat flapomat! It can make a cat flap for a little furry friend like Waggy in seconds! What's Susie up to? Miss Susato muttered the following words before she left. I'm a failure. I don't deserve to be a judicial assistant. What? Didn't she say something like that? You really are the best judicial assistant in the world.
Well, that's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say that I've been a complete failure.
Whatever did she mean by that, Mr. Sholmes? Also, you got less than 30 seconds left, Sholmes. We have 5 minutes. That night, when you left Windybanks in pursuit of the thieves, Miss Susato made use of this contraption for a certain purpose. 10 seconds. That is your answer, dear fellow. Not at all cryptic. That time! Your time is up! Your 5 minutes are up! You gotta go away now, Sholmes! You're not allowed to be back there! Go away! Susato-san used this cat flapomat that night? But why?
The cat flapomat has been entered into the court record.
I'm just breaking all the glasses tonight. Oh crap! That was my last one. Oh, that was a present from my late mother. I never realized I would run out of them. Oh, what have I done? That was all I had to remember her by. Your 5 minutes is over.
We're out of time already? That was pretty close to 5 minutes. Okay, so let's examine the cat flapomat. It is weird that there's that little door there. A small compact machine for the rapid creation of small flaps and larger doors to allow cats to come and go freely. So are we to assume the large little window in the door was made by the cat flapomat? For one thing, it ought to like turn both ways then, because the cat has to be able to come and go. So when he says, when Ashley Milverton says that he looked through the peephole, was it an actual peephole? And we're just assuming the little window was the peephole, but it was an actual peephole that he looked through? And that Susato got there, and Holmes was shot, and then while we ran outside, he's like, hang on, I want to try this on the door. Ka-chunk! And then looked in there, and it's like, there's a dead Windy Bank, and there's a Gina Lestrade. Well, let's examine it. Let's take a closer look at it. Okay. It looks like a face. Are those chainsaw blades inside of it? Okay, so what can we click to examine? Okay, we can click that part. Oh, it's just the whole thing. Agabo! Phew, those vicious teeth look like they could rip through almost anything.
They're good, aren't they? They're made of a special alloy I developed just for this job.
Okay, no, that's stretching it. A child did not develop an alloy.
The cutter rotates 10 times per second, so it can get through any kind of door in no time at all.
And what are the two parts at the top there?
Ah, those are for attaching hinges to the section of the door that gets cut out.
Right, of course. Okay, so yeah, that door on... So I thought that maybe somebody had used it to get in and out of the storeroom through some alternate means. So the little window was made by the cat flap-o-mat.
Nothing can match this machine for power! It can make mincemeat of even the toughest doors!
It sounds so charming and friendly when you say what it's for, but it feels like the reality of the cat flap-o-mat is that it's a grim weapon of door destruction.
Wagahi's so adorable. There's nothing I wouldn't do for him, including killing. I'll kill you for Waggy. Even developing deadly weapons and using them.
Okay, so that was just that was the everything, the everything. So we got two wires, and so those are for attaching the hinges. I mean that's like roughly the shape of the little window on the door. So maybe we need to get Ashley Milverton to trip up. Well, hang on. When we first visited Windy Bank, the curtain was over the door, so we probably couldn't see that there was this little thing here. So yeah, so this is the thing so I caught it. It was a little satchel parcel. Well, the thing that Susato had. So this is neat. Okay, doesn't seem to be anything else we can click on. So we got it. Let's get to where there's some background music again, and then I'll read some more in the chat. I'm grateful to you for affording us that brief recess, Mr. Reaper. I need no thanks, detective. After all, the die is cast. Is it really? The jurors are unanimous in their leanings.
Remember, chat, Logan is easily startled, and when that happens he makes weird noises.
Like
Just try to enjoy them. Oh, and Logan, stay lonely, my friend.
Thank you, Rukov. Thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. Since you're saying stay lonely, I'm assuming you're taking off. I didn't hear you come in because I'm behind in chat, but thank you for being here. Thank you for the 10 bits. And have a great rest of your night. As always, if you can't sleep, feel free to come back and hang out some more. Thank you, Rukov! No doubt my learned friend will consider a summation examination. But any attempt to alter the verdict now would be utterly futile. I wonder... Mr. Agabo! Oh yeah, we got music now! Mr. Naruhodo! We got music now! Let me save and let me read some chat. I was just waiting till we got some background music. And that was perfect timing for that Tomcat. Let me read the chat now. Here we go. Let's see. Queen Katie said, it's a very simple spoiler clip, but it's one I've been holding my heart. Been holding by heart this whole time. And then sometime after that, a pilot clip that equate my rage for Logan and this game. Did I say or do something to upset you? Grim says BRB, see me get back. Shiro says Godot did throw coffee, but was that the mug? Was it the as a ping? Because I know he'd always throw it, then we'd cut over and Phoenix would already have it like stuck to his forehead like a unicorn horn. But I seem to remember there was something that we threw. Was it the walkie-talkie that we threw to Edgeworth or something like that? There was some object that we threw, and it was just like the image from the court record just like flying across the screen. Veer says, I love the twirl so much, he yearns to be in theater. Quiggy says, 15 shattered glasses. Will we reach 20 tonight? Nora says, Logan, here are your top friends in Toba Life. Steve from Blue's Clues, my mom, Oak, Rise Kujikawa, and me. I hope my me is no longer hitting on your mom. Veer says, I should be on that list. Make me friends with Logan. Queen says, spoiler clip moment incoming, including a last-minute clip I just made, lol. Bye.
You're thinking of the phone from Gumshoe Hate Catch. Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta listen to me, pal. Hangs up.
Yes! Yes, that's what it was. He's like, quick, Edgeworth, yeah, he throws it. And then he hit, yes, that's what it was. Oh, thank you, Queen Katie. Yes, like as soon as you're doing that dialogue, now I can vividly picture that moment in my head. So thank you for the 10 bits, Queen Katie. Let me take a look over at YouTube chat. I'm assuming Grim Vessel over there is Hollow Knight game fan over on Twitch. Grim saying hello. Derma says hi, Grim. Grim says hi, Dermo. Derma says, Logan, Baker Street is right next to an industrial foundry. It is perfectly feasible she could make an alloy. Well, she did not just make an alloy, she designed an alloy. That's the type of thing that is like so crazy advanced that I just feel like, okay, now you're really stretching credibility. I feel like sometimes when people decide like this child is a genius, it's like, okay, being a genius, she could be really smart at one thing, but like everything, but maybe that's just me. But maybe you're right. Maybe it's easier to design alloys than I realize. Grim says that Carl Weezer voice does not sound right on Iris. So is that the same, Grim there? Aduma says, also this game has a beach scene /J. That's right, we're not getting a beach episode in this game. Grim says, objection! Twitch was laggy, so I'm on YouTube now. Lurk, yes, I'm a Hana gamer, but this is me now. Okay, gotcha, just making sure that it wasn't another person of similar name passing in here. Let's see. Nora says, quote, I was born into this world and plan on ruling it before I leave. Not a go on my Tomodachi life, which took a bit to do because I'm not a sub anymore. I had to manually go to the video section for the current running broadcast. I'm sorry. And then smile, little does Logan know. Dang it, he got the right voice. It took me a minute, but I figured it out. Vera says, yes. Shiro says, Shams. Queen says, spoiler clip incoming soon. Okay, so we got 2 clips have been posted in the chat. So we're going to take a quick moment to pause and watch these clips. So if anyone is lurking or is new or does not know the deal, if people post a clip in the chat, we watch the clip together to see what it is. Some of our community members, one of whom is Queen Katie, has this thing where these community members will make what we've come to call spoiler clips, which is where I either guess something very right, maybe guess something very wrong, maybe accidentally foreshadow something. I honestly don't know what I could have foreshadowed here, but we shall enjoy it all together and see what it is. So this is from only 24 minutes ago, titled I Giggled LOL, parentheses, last min clip. So let's see what this one is. Wait, it ends the volume is up. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, they're probably back with the blood results. My lord, requesting your lordship's permission to interrupt the cross-examination. Explain yourself, officer. I have the results of the test that was ordered earlier, my lord. Ah, the blood on the accused's overcoat. Thank you, officer. I don't know your last name. Thank you, officer, last name. Oh, because he doesn't know who he is. I didn't even think about that. I was just making a joke about him being a generic character. But it's because he didn't recognize him. Thank you, Queen Katie. Wow, I completely forgot about that. Okay, and one other clip. This one is titled The Master of Disguise himself from 3 months ago. The Master of Disguise himself. Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him.
When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open.
And I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry into the scene of the crime. As a police officer. He concealed himself. This guy stands out like a sore thumb. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Sherlock Holmes was on board. Thank you, Queen Katie, for the spoiler clips and for catching all this. That's the type of thing like didn't even click with me. But I mean, Sherlock Holmes was a master of disguise, so it works. So thank you very much for the spoiler clips. I appreciate that. So you share it with some emotes, and Nora says Sholmes and some exclamation point emojis. Emote, sorry. And Queen Katie with the timestamp, 1 hour, 19 minutes. Okay, so still just over 20 minutes behind. Let's see, Grim says, how do I summon the YouTube bot? Oh, that's right, I forgot to reactivate it. I was gonna reactivate it one of these days. I forgot. Said, does YouTube have a chat command bot? It used to, I should bring it back. Derba says, Logan, the Foundry thing was a joke, like the Walking Dead beach thing. don't know where Baker Street is. I thought you were saying like there's a real Baker Street and there's a foundry. I don't know these things. You guys are taking advantage of my ignorance of European geography. As you can tell, I would not do well at GeoGuessr. So I'm just gonna pretend that I wasn't that dumb. I was dumb. And let's play a little bit more of the game. Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? The rest is down to you, dear fellow. What is your plan? The rest is down to me. Okay, let's save before we do anything here. Because the obvious thing, we would just do a summation examination. But the fact that we're doing this makes it sound like we gotta do something counterintuitive. I need to be careful here. If I make a wrong move, the trial will end badly. My lord, the defense requests a summation examination for the time to think. I need time to think. I saved. I want to see what happens if I say time to think. That's obviously the wrong answer. I'm going to guess that what we need to do is to finish our cross-examination. Which would be great, because I would love to not have to do a summation examination. I need time to think, Your Honor. It's no good. I need time to think. What do you think you're doing, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry? What of Miss Susoto's gracious gesture? Would you let this final piece of evidence she left you go to waste? Final piece of... That thing was evidence? This is not a time for inaction. This is a time to hear from a witness. But it's not possible for me to bring a new witness to the stand at this point. I don't think that's what Hurley means, Runo. Huh? Have you forgotten where we are in the trial? Aha! Yeah, so we'll do a cross-examination and we'll probably present the cat flapomat when he says peephole in order to show that, like, there didn't used to be a peephole there before the crime. If the defense has nothing more to add, I think we should proceed to the adjudication. Hold it! Oh, there ya! Huh! Wait, my lord, the defense requests! Oh, game! I wanna be the one to choose it. Game. I'm gonna reload. You guys heard me say that. You guys heard me say the cross-examination is what we gotta do. Further cross-examination. Further cross-examination.
Objection! The jurors have spoken. Protocol dictates that you may not cross-examine a new witness now.
Objection. Not a new one, that one. The defense is not asking for the cross-examination of a new witness. Rather, to continue with one of an existing witness.
What?
It would appear that a rather important detail has escaped your attention, Mr. Reaper. Now this is me in the past, so I will use my own voice. My lord, requesting your lordship's permission to interrupt the cross-examination. Oh, so that's why Sholmes did that then, was to provide us with the evidence in order to use. And okay, thank you, officer, last name, I don't recognize you. Very well, the cross-examination is hereby temporarily suspended. Seriously, do we know who that officer is? I hope that's a real officer and not someone in disguise committing a crime. I presume you have no objection, counsel? No, my lord. So nobody can say anything then! If Runo asks to resume his cross-examination of Mr. Milverton, the court is obliged to allow it.
This is absurd.
What is he gripping? Why is his heart way up there? I think we established earlier in the game the heart is in the shoulder. That's how Windy Bank died. I would remind those present that this is my courtroom. I concur that the defense is entirely within its rights to request the continuation of the cross-examination. However, I will not permit an unremitting protraction of these proceedings. Therefore, I have decided to afford the defense one final opportunity in concluding this cross-examination. Counsel, you must choose but one statement from the witness's testimony and but one piece of evidence to present in support of your argument against it. A single chance to present evidence? Okay, so that's okay. I saved scum anyway. I guess that just means we'll lose all of our hit points if we're wrong. If following that, the situation remains unchanged, I shall move to adjudicate. You're not even getting your summation examination, you fool. Is that clear, counsels? You will not press the witness any further. Can I try? Will I get a game over if I try? Now I want to try. I want to press the witness and see what happens. My lord. Yes, my lord. A single statement and a single piece of evidence. Most generous. Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, it's high time I pass out and possibly die. Fell in a dead faint. Oh yes, that is actually what I'm doing. Goodbye, cruel world. See you later. I leave this in your capable hands. You thought I was going to fall gracefully. No. Thud! Oh. Mr. Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes! I fell right on my back. That was the right and back fall. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. It's a joke for those who know how Sherlock Holmes died. I got that. I got that reference. I got it. Moriarty. Well, Sherlock Holmes is dead. To stand so insuculently, hang on. Insociantly. We gotta do this again. Okay, there's not something I could just click here. I guess I need to play a YouTube video of Emma saying.
We know you appreciate.
No! No one.
So that was the death shown in the last problem, huh? I expected more wetness/J.
Oh, wetness, because it was a waterfall. Yeah, well, you know, he was broken into a cold sweat. So that is totally understandable. And I forgot, and thank you for the 10 bits. I forgot that my my ad blocker on Chrome no longer works. And so I got to be very careful with these things. So hang on. We got to see how to pronounce this. So how to say it. Come on. Emma saying, whoever you are, just say it. Just say it.
Insouciantly.
Insouciantly. And say it again, Emma.
Insouciantly.
Insouciantly. Insouciantly. To stand so insouciantly before the court in a state of such high fever. Either the man has extraordinary strength of mind or an extraordinary lack of feeling. I imagine he's feeling very little now. The detective is sleeping soundly in one of the antechambers. Strike a man when he's down, why don't you? Well then, counsel, are you fully prepared? Yes. One statement, one piece of evidence. I won't let Mr. Sholmes have died in vain. Or let him down. Or Iris. I don't know, she can die in vain. Iris, you dead? Hang on, reach over. Snap neck. I won't let either of them have died in vain. And I won't waste this final chance that Susato-san has given me. I wish that, like, the manuscript of The Hound of the Baskervilles had, like, come into play at some point up till now. Seems almost entirely unrelated. I still think that maybe somehow the other, or the Morse code will be in there, and that's why Sholmes didn't want to, I don't know. This is going to decide the entire outcome of the trial. And we still have like an hour and 10 minutes. Are we going to reach the end, y'all? Very well then. Under the terms I have outlined, you may resume the cross-examination.
Cross-examination. The moment of the shooting again.
I still have a press button. I can see what'll happen if I press the statement. Let me save just in case I die. I'm gonna guess it's just gonna be the judge saying like, nope, you can't do that. Oh, the music is so dramatic now. I'm gonna try and press it.
While these ruffians were jostling with the broker, I was still near the entrance to the shop.
I'm gonna press. Hold it! Mr. Milverton, I take issue with
Ah! No, my learned friend, I take issue with you.
Agubo! Oops.
His lordship made it very clear that the defense is permitted to present only a single piece of evidence.
The prosecution demands
Stern punishment for any mischief used to make more of this cross-examination.
Indeed, just desserts counsel. Just only 1 hit point. Oh, that's nothing. I thought I was gonna get a bad ending. Agubo! Ho 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 ho! I'm not Santa Claus. I'm not Santa Claus. I'm the Green Giant. Ooh, he threw that mischief in your face, Runo. Oh, he threw those just desserts in my face twice. All right, I can only present one single piece of evidence. I need to think about this carefully. All right, let's reload here. That was just for funsies. That's for. Oh no, wrong button. Okay, finish talking so I can press the button here. There we go. Are we gonna load up the game, and I'm gonna read some more in the chat before we do this here. Queen Katie says, also, this means that chat will finally witness my rage from spoiler chat here soon, lol. Cause as soon as Sholmes gives him the you know what, and Logan figures that out, I will scream. But that is the thing I saw in the clip, right? The Susato had her little pouch. That was one of the 2 things I noticed. It was that and the gunpowder burn around Winnybeg's back. Grim says, I'm back. Crystal says, dude, sit down. Oh, Grim with a clip. Okay, let's check out what this clip is. Let me load this up in our clip viewer so we can watch this one together. Oh, hang on. It's not. There we go. So once again, if you post a clip in the chat, we watched the clip. This is from 29 minutes ago. It is titled New Clip. So let's see what this clip is. ID defense, a mere 5 minutes. Hey! He's a good guy. I'm gonna say before, he does seem like he's genuinely trying to get to the truth, but that's nice of him. Very well then, counsel. You have 5 minutes. I'm gonna time this. Okay, hang on. I'm pulling out my smartphone back in olden time nowadays. I'm going to the clock app. Thank you very much, Grim. I appreciate that. I enjoyed the bit I was doing. It was close. That would have been really great. Maybe if I had just like goofed around 10 seconds less, it could have ended right on the 5 minute mark. So thank you very much. Crystal says, grab a chair. Grab the timestamp, 1 hour, 24 minutes. So now I'm a half hour behind. Crystal says, Herlock Sholmes. Quick said, a reminder that the surgeon who worked on Herlock is literally in the jury right now, probably boggled out of his mind. He probably like, maybe he has bad eyesight. Maybe he forgot who he worked on. Vero says, peak soundtrack. Crystal says, hi, Vero. Vero says, hi, Crystal. Quita said, oh, finally Logan has thought about it. Quita says, oh, sure. Oh, I sure do wonder. Crystal says, how long till he fully knows? Quita said, 16 shattered glasses. Crystal says, Katie, there we go. Share with some emos. And then Crystal says, hi, Rukov. Quita says, Rukov ain't lying. He does make sounds. And Shira says, on that cell phone throw. Oh, that cell phone throw was justice for all. Final case. That was yes. So thank you very much. The Matt on guard case, right? Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Derma says, Grim, no, we don't have a bot. And then Grim says, dang it, we used to. But then Jax complained that we had to get rid of it. So I might bring it back. It's been a while since we've seen Jax. I would love for Jax to come back. But maybe I should put the bot back in there. Okay. Oh, and then Nora says, salute, will do. I've mainly been prioritizing you hanging out with Robin because you two aren't even friends yet. Share with an emote. Quia says, little does Logan know? Okay, so I guess we'll take a look at the game. Let's figure out what we're doing.
While these ruffians were jostling with the broker, I was still near the entrance to the shop.
Okay, so he's near the, he didn't, even though when we pressed before he said in the doorway, here he still says near the entrance to the shop, so that could check out with being in front of the calendar.
When Windybank threw Nash over the counter, I felt a sharp pain in my arm.
Okay, because he got shot in the arm. I don't think we have evidence to suggest it happened at a different time than throwing Nash skulking around.
I pursued the man, but he shot himself in the storeroom. I could see him through the peephole in the door, though.
So it's probably gonna be this. We're gonna present the cat flap-o-mat, and we'll be able to establish that that he shouldn't have been able to see in there.
The accused in a black coat shot the man in the back as he was trying to flee to safety. I saw the blood splatter all over that wretched girl. Then she tossed the gun out of the peephole.
It's this one.
So I picked it up and made my escape.
Even if there was a peephole to see through, the cat flap-o-mat made it big enough to throw a gun through. So it's gonna be this one. Because if she could not have thrown the gun out, then there would have been another gun in there. Because he was adamant that it was not Windybank's gun that she used. Okay, I think we got this. I feel good about this. What's the worst can happen? We get a bad ending, we die, and then Gina gets executed. But the worst part is that Herlock could be sad. He'd be disappointed at us. A compact machine for rapid creation. Okay, let me just examine it one more time to make absolutely sure there's nothing else, because we already clicked where it lit up there. It seems so inconsistent as to where it lights up. Nothing underneath? With the trigger that looks just like a gun trigger. Okay, yeah, let's back out. Let's present this. Present!
Objection.
Hey, music cut out, we got it! What on earth is that eccentric contraption, Council? Hee-oh, it's my cat flap-o-mat, my lord. He makes a way for cats to get in and out of a room.
This was a either-or situation again. Either peephole statement would have been it.
Okay, well that is very generous of the game. I do feel like if you had to choose one of the two, that it is more salient to use the one where the gun was thrown. Because the other one, he could try and argue that before the cat flap-o-mat was used, maybe there was like a small actual peephole to look through to allow him to see that. But you wouldn't have been able to like throw a gun through that type of a small peephole. But thank you, Queen Katie. It is encouraging to know that sometimes the game is nice and generous to us. So thank you for the 10 bits. Oh, it's my cat flap-o-mat, my lord. It makes a way for cats to get in and out of a room. We can cut through any door you can think of and make a new little door in the middle of it. That's right, my lord. It's a device for creating so-called cat flaps. I don't like the name. Just go with it. Small doors for cats to come and go as they please without their own. I'm talking! I got my arm rested casually on my knob. You can't interrupt a man while his hand's on his knob. What was I saying? History. Without their owners having to open the main door.
I'm sure we can all work that out for ourselves. But that cat lover's contrivance has no possible relevance to this case.
But this is also a weird mistake for him to make. Because he was there committing the murder before the cat flap-o-mat was used. And so in that case, he should not have thought there was a peephole. Or like a gun-sized, like deliverable, like that type of a door within the door. And how would he have found out about that? I mean, I guess maybe Gregson could have told him. I don't want Gregson to be a bad guy. I like Gregson.
But that cat lover's contrivance has no possible relevance to this case.
Oh, really?
Of course it doesn't. To start with, there was no cat flap in the pawnbroker's door.
Ah! Oh, really, Graydon? Or Milverton? Ooh. Not being a keeper of cats myself, I'm afraid I fail to see what this has to do with the matter at hand. I wish I had a cat. Can I have a cat? Perhaps it would help if I described its function another way then. This contraption is able to create a peephole in any door you can imagine in practically no time at all. I beg your pardon? A peephole, you say? That's for peeping. Can I borrow that? 2 nights ago, we arrived at the scene only minutes after the murder of Mr. Windybank had taken place.
That's right. According to the paperwork at the yard, it was you, your Japanese assistant, and Sholmes. No Oxford comma.
Yes, the 3 of us were together. Not together like together. But we were in each other's company. Not in each other's company like in each other's company, but we cohabitate. And it's recently come to my attention that my assistant made use of this device at the time. Oh, your assistant did what? That's messing with a crime scene. That is a crime. I know that we let Rolly beat off. We didn't let Rolly beat off. We let Rolly beat space off. But that doesn't mean you can mess with crime scenes. It's like if we let somebody get away with a crime, other people think that they're an exception too. There was a peephole in the storeroom door. I can attest to that. Because I looked through the peephole myself in order to see the inside of the locked storeroom.
This is ludicrous. What are you trying to say? Of course there was a peephole in the door. I said as much in my testimony.
Maybe we should have had him describe the peephole before we talked about this. That could have incriminated him.
How else could I have witnessed the crime, for pity's sake?
Yes. How could you?
What?
And later I'll say it a different way. I'll say, how could you? Counsel, kindly just say what you mean. Stop trying to be cool. All right, it's time. Time to strike the final blow. What I mean is this, my lord. My assistant made the peephole in the storeroom door, and until such time as she did, the door had no hole in it to look through!
Oh no! Oh! I'm gonna spin again. No, you know what? I'm not gonna spin. That was an involuntary spin.
This is a farce! Are you really suggesting that the peephole in the door was...
Yes, it was created only after the incident had taken place by my judicial assistant using this device. It's illegal, but she went home. It's too late. She got away with it. She's fled the country. In your face, British law! Your assistant tampered with the crime scene whilst being fully aware of the gravity of her actions. Chat, does this count as me being right that our weird girl sidekick committed a crime? I mean, I was talking about murder, because that's usually the only crime that we do. But she did a crime. I'm gonna read some more in the chat. Let's see. Vera says, help him! Shiro says, I love that collapsing animation for Sholmes. Quickita said, this is why I use Firefox. I need to switch back to it. I need to, or get that DuckDuckGo browser. Quickita said, that one juror thinking, oh, I definitely left something in his stomach, didn't I? Vera says, I freaking love this OST. Crystal said, Logan notices all but that. Quickita said he'll be so flabbergasted once he learns the very minor detail. So is there another detail besides? Because she had that with her. And I did point that out. Go back and watch when I was going over everything. I pointed that out. I said she had that there. I just thought that might mean that she did a murder. But no, she did a lesser crime. Nora says, I'm so sleepy. I don't know if I'm going to make it, chat. So sleepy. And you said you'd make it to the end. But if you need sleep, get some sleep, Nora. Especially since apparently the air where you are is bad. Maybe makes you tired. I don't know. Vera said, lock in, Nora. And then Shiro says, Logan just said something interesting. Queen Katie, did you clip it or should I? I did? I'm almost caught up to chat there, by the way. Let me take a look over to YouTube chat. Let's see, Grim says, dang it, I'm gonna go play Ultra Kill and try to finish the game. I'm in one of the last levels, symbols. And then, wait, what was the, yes, Shiro, oh, Shiro, oh, hi, Shiro. Well, enjoy Ultra Kill then. Durba says, Grim, stop spamming symbols, please. Grim says, I didn't spam symbols. This time you're a little late, huh?
Once we properly prove this, I'll repost the cutscene clip in chat lol. You will hate all of that effort you made for it after it.
But you got to admit, I did say that was there. I said that was there. I look back and that was one of the things I pointed out, right? I can't be misremembering. I remember seeing that little thing next to her. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Thank you for the 10 bits. Durba says, yeah, but in future, there's little emotes over there on YouTube. Grim says, anyway, I'm off to play Ultra Kill. Have fun, Grim. Enjoy your game. Okay, as I said, I'm almost caught up in Twitch chat. I'm so close. So close. Let's keep going. We got like less than an hour on the prediction to see if y'all's gambling is correct or not. Your assistant tampered with the crime scene whilst being fully aware of the gravity of her actions? This is a most serious act of vandalism! For which I humbly apologize, my lord. Oh boy. I hope that she's not gonna be like banned from re-entering the country. It was in the few minutes that I left the scene in order to pursue the Skulkin brothers and alert the police. Ha! Nevertheless, in the light of this new information, it becomes apparent that Mr. Milverton's testimony is riddled with holes! Also, I do feel like we should have Sholmes testify to confirm that because he would have seen Susato chunk that into the door. Wait, I was about to ask why he didn't tell us before, but I guess it's because he didn't want to implicate her in a crime. Oh! But then why was Milverton, why was actually Milverton saying that there was a peephole? Maybe he just assumed there was one? Or it's because he heard us in the trial talking about the little door? Riddled with what? With holes? Oh, don't put things in those holes. Explain yourself, counsel. The majority of Mr. Milverton's testimony that appears to incriminate the defendant is based upon what he witnessed through the peephole in the storeroom door.
Yes, that filthy girl shooting the man in the back.
However, if at the time of the incident, that peephole did not yet exist in the door, there's no possible way that you could have seen what you claim to have seen.
Good.
In short, your entire testimony is a pack of lies.
Oh.
Hubbub. So the jury, switch your verdicts. Jury, do it. Order! Is there any credence in this revelation?
Objection!
None whatsoever, as my learned friend must surely realize. Hang on, I want to check something on our court record. Those photos that we have here, do they show? I mean, I guess you could argue that the peephole is like up here behind the curtain, but I feel like, what do we do, magnifying glass? That kind of shows that, yeah, that they're, no, because it's there. Did I not notice that when we did the stereoscope? I even, like, blurred my eyes. It's not there. The game didn't, like, add that or something. This had to have been there the whole time, and it's there. Well played game. Hi, ba!
I want you to know, I was screaming at you every time you looked at these pictures, circling my cursor at IT the whole time.
I have no excuse. I even did the blurring together, the looking past with the stereoscope thing. I don't know how I didn't notice that. How did I not notice that? I mean, I immediately noticed this. Maybe it's because the stuff on the counter is so big that it kind of leaps out at you, but I should have noticed that. And it was right. I'm sure there has to have been players who did notice that and immediately then spent the next 6 hours going, game, come on, get to the point. Holy crap. And there's the evidence. And so now they'll ask for evidence that it was not there, and we'll be able to present the other picture. And yeah, okay. Wow. Again, well played game. That is impressive because the evidence was there the whole time. if you notice it, if you look for it. Okay.
None whatsoever, as my learned friend must surely realize.
Exactly. This is just some cheap trick designed to discredit me.
I'm afraid not, sir.
Of course it is! Do you seriously expect people to believe that Plaything can cut through a solid wooden door?
We can test it on the door behind you. We'll do it right now.
Oh yeah, I designed it to be very powerful. It can cut through even the toughest of doors.
That's absurd! I don't believe it for a second.
I had a feeling you'd say that. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna vandalize this courtroom.
What?
Waggy! Kwee! 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 Time for dinner! Kwee! 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 Kwee!
Oh, she already did. She already did. I'm waggy, y'all. I mean, with all those teeth, that has to make like a loud kind of a noise, like a chainsaw type of noise. And nobody noticed you just did that at some... Oh, okay, okay. Meow, meow.
Well?
Oh! Young lady! This is the Old Bailey! One does not make cat flaps in the oak paneling of the Old Bailey! I mean, if it's an oak door, then it shows how strong that thing is.
I'm not done yet, don't worry. This doesn't mean that the peephole in the storeroom door at Winniebank's was made by your machine. And there's no way to prove that you can prove that it was.
No, but it's easy.
What?
The cat flaps in my cat flap-o-mat create a roll of a fixed size, and the dimensions of the peephole at Winniebank's are an exact match.
Oh!
Hee-hee, old Silky's lost for words.
So it's Silky? Oh, because of his Silk cat? I need to read some more in the chat. I know I'm almost caught up, but I miss you guys. I want to read some more in the chat. Let's see. Shiro says, Logan just said something interesting. Did you clip or should I? Queen said, don't worry if he said anything. I'll have said it in spoiler chat for later. And a timestamp 2 hours, 3 minutes, only 10 minutes behind now. Shiro says, final blow. If only that was that simple, Ryu. And Vero adds a quote, in your face, British law. And Crystal says, still not what we were talking about? Oh yeah, it's gotta be what you were talking about in chat was the door, right? But the thing in that cutscene, that animation was the little satchel, right? Right? Over on YouTube chat. Let's see. Derma says, you were so confident it was the vials. Oh boy. This game has, we've been playing so many games where I'd guessed so many things accurately. I was starting to get full of myself thinking I am good at this. This game has humbled me. I've still figured it out, but it's taken a lot longer with a lot more wrong guesses along the way.
Hee-hee, old Silky's lost for words.
Excellent work, Iris. Thank you.
And now it is my learned student friend's turn to be lost for words, I feel.
Huh?
I believe your judicial assistant has already left the country for your Eastern Island home.
Well, yeah, that's true. Oh, he's gonna say we can't call her as a witness? Again. Oh, except I guess Sholmes is passed out. We can say wait till he wakes up.
Then you may have some difficulty in establishing all of the facts. For the sake of argument, let us assume the people has dimensions that are a perfect fit for this contraption. In that case, when was the people cut? The prosecution demands proof of your answer.
Agabo! What is the purpose of your line of inquiry, Lord Van Zinks? Okay, now the question is, I'm gonna assume the game will be nice and let us present either of those two photographs. I'm gonna present the one beforehand to show it not there, just to establish that it had not yet been put in the door by that time. What is the purpose of your line of inquiry, Lord Van Zinks?
It's very simple, my lord. The defense argues that the people was created after the incident using this device. But now that the perpetrator has returned to her native land, she cannot testify to that fact. There is no proof. And for as long as the defense remains unable to prove when the peephole was made, my learned friend's claim amounts to nothing more than a baseless accusation.
What? Indeed, that is so, Lord Van Zeeks. Well, counsel,
I'ma hold you back real quick. This is not a either or situation, but you do have several either or stuff later after.
Okay, that has me nervous. I will try to pay very close attention to however it's going to word this question. I am going to save again, just in case it's going to spring it on me. But by the way, we got like 45 minutes until the 3-hour mark, so how you guys feeling about my chances for finishing the whole game before 3 hours? Don't give up now, Runo! This is the time to create your own opening and force your way through, like I did with the cat door. I don't know if I can do this, but I do know one thing. Susato-san is the greatest judicial assistant in the world. She's willing to commit crimes to help me. Very well. The counsel for the defense will present evidence to support the claim made. Proof that the peephole in the door of Whitney Bank storeroom was created after the incident and not before. Okay, so the way that's worded, it is going to be the picture beforehand that shows it not in the wall. Because the picture afterward doesn't prove when it was created. It just shows that it was there. It could have been created at any time. Could have been created the day before. Still, I'm going to save just in case I'm dumb. So save. And we're going to present the first of the two photographs. There, this one right here, that shows it not on the wall. So we're going to present this photograph. Present! Hacha! Take that!
What are you? A print from that detective's infernal cameras again!
My judicial assistant, Miss Susato Mikotoba, is an extremely intelligent and capable woman. Which is why I never had any cause to doubt that she would have considered this scenario and made sure I had the necessary proof. And the necessary proof is this photographic print, counsel? Oh. This print shows a scene in the shop moments after the defendant entered the premises. And then no thing there. Also, by the way, we're getting close-ish to the 2.5-hour mark. If people want to start keeping an eye out for raid suggestions for later when we reach 3 hours, or whenever we finish, we might go long tonight. Feel free to do so. I actually don't know if we'll have enough for a raid tonight, but go ahead. Feel free to look up some raid suggestions if you want. This print shows a scene in the shop moments after the defendant entered the premises.
Agreed. And it also shows the accused mercilessly wielding a gun in the direction of the defenseless broker.
Okay, yeah, I know it's assault with a deadly weapon, but not murder. But more to the point. Ha! It pictures the storeroom door in the background. Let me see that print again. Can we do this with a stereoscope? Can I add the other photo to make it really pop out at me that I don't see the thing? I don't believe it! This really is quite remarkable. The door to the storeroom is completely devoid of a peephole of any description. Oh! Mr. Milverton? Oh! You couldn't possibly have witnessed the crime as you claim to have done, because at the time it happened, there was no peephole in the door. Oh! In other words, your testimony, say it with me now, is a pack of lies! Ah! Hi-ya! Spinner! My chair's caught on something. What is my chair caught on? It's not a pack of lies. It's a catalog of lies. A catalog is more than a pack, because a pack is of wolves and those are dogs. But this is a catalog, and cats hunt in logs. of lies! Oh, breakdown time? Oh, and he's standing back up. He's standing back up now. That angle was not helpful. Order! That better not be the whole breakdown. That would be disappointing. He just spun and fell over. I am satisfied the defense has substantiated its claim beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness's testimony was entirely fallacious.
That's not the only thing we now know beyond all reasonable doubt.
You're gonna say that Susato is a criminal? And that I was apparently employing her?
My learned friend's assistant's guilt can no longer be denied. The woman tampered with the crime scene.
Diba?
Posted the final spoiler clips I had for this first game, and am about to post the cutscene recap clip. Will TTS again when you watch that one for the minor detail nugget lol.
I look forward to it. I could probably get caught up fairly soon, but thank you very much for the 10 bits. I'm trying to figure out why did Susato do this? Because the whole thing with Ashley Milverton being able to say that he saw that was because she created, like, if she didn't make the hole in the door, the cat cubby hole, the cat flap in the door, it really wouldn't have affected us that much. It would make it even more of a locked room mystery. And so, yeah, that I guess would maybe initially hurt Gina's chances until she had said that, oh, she locked the door because she was scared. But then either Ashley Milverton would not have been able to say that he witnessed the moment of the crime, or if he still did, then we'd immediately be able to say there's no people. How could you do that, bro? How could you do that? I feel like her doing this kind of may have needlessly complicated things, to be totally honest.
But more importantly,
Was he going to say that we can't be trusted because we're friends with a criminal? Oh, there's more Lord Van Zeeks! Are you gonna kill the defense lawyer in an omnibus later? We got some omnibuses if you want to light another one on fire.
the defense may have established a reprehensible instance of perjury.
Oh, of Gina Lestrade. Yeah, she did do that.
But that is no proof that this man is the victim's killer.
It literally could not have been anyone else, bro. Also, not the purpose of this trial. Guess what, Van Zeeks? That's gonna be your job now that he gets arrested and accused. You get to prove him guilty later. So if you feel there's no proof, you're kind of undermining your own efforts.
Yes, that's right.
Wait, is this collar gotten loosened all of a sudden? What? It looks loose. Maybe it's my imagination.
I was there at the scene, it's true. And I was shot in the arm. It's true, but that's all. This is the type of smile I do. Yes, in fact, if you look at the circumstances, I am the victim here.
No, you were an intruder. He shot you in defense. Oh, please. No! Why? Again, you don't need to do that every time, Ryunosuke. You are, it's diminishing returns. You're making it less impressive. I don't believe this. But they're right. As it stands now, I don't have any definitive proof that he is the culprit. Still, he can't worm his way out of it now. Iris? You know what they say? There's no point in locking the cat's door after the cat has bolted. Thank you, Aggie, for the timing. That was it was good. It was illustrating figuratively what I was saying. Isn't that right, Runo? Huh? As Hurley always says. He says, one lie begets another. That's not his accent. I'm not good at that. No, wait, that might have been a line I wrote for him in one of my stories. Well, no matter who said it first, you're right. Huh. Mr. Milverton, not only did you give false testimony to the court, but but the lies you told make no sense.
Make no sense. What do you mean by such a remark?
What you said in your testimony reveals that you know something you shouldn't have known. That the cat flap was put into the door? I'm gonna read some more comments in the chat. I'm not sure where this is leading. The blood on the coat. He should not have known that there was blood on the coat. That's what it is. Oh yeah, anyway, Shiro says, I love saying stuff in chat for Logan to read on delay because he has no clue what he was saying when I said, I know, I hope you're enjoying it. I feel bad because I feel like I don't know what that's in reference to. Queenie with the whole command said, wait, is Logan actually doing it? Please, 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 please. And then an emote from Shiro. Shiro says the answer was there the entire time. Vera says he got it. That's gotta be when I was looking at the pictures, right? Shiro says, I've had one person see the difference long before it mattered. I certainly did not see the difference early. Again, that is impressive. That is the game being well done, I think. And Queen Gator said, I did predict that Logan would facepalm at this realization. And Crystal with a laughing. Let me take a look over at YouTube chat. Am I still caught up over there? No, Derma says, Logan, AA runs on must convict the killer, otherwise the defense is guilty rules. I know, but I hate that. We even went back in time to where there was a jury and everything. Can't we just say, because it should be Van Zeeks' job. We just say like, okay, we now have reason to indict him. Now do your job and investigate. I know, but you're right, Dermo. Okay, let's play a little bit more. Oh wait, oh crap. What was he saying before? Oh yeah, what you said in your testimony reveals you know more than you should. In other words, there is a fundamental inconsistency in your statements. What?
Objection!
This provocative talk, counsel. Won't you enlighten the court? Explain this alleged inconsistency.
Iris was right. One lie begets another. The inconsistency is revealed by the lies in the witness's statement. You see, lies beget lies. For when one lie loves another lie, the lie lies down with a lie, and then poops out a baby lie. They show that Mr. Graydon had knowledge of something he shouldn't have known anything about. Namely, that third gun, that people have bloodstains on the coat! I'm gonna say, in case I'm wrong. But I said before, it's gotta be the bloodstains on the coat. He should not have known about that. I mean, the people also he should not have known about, but definitely the bloodstains on the coat. Ha! The bloodstains that were present on Miss Lestrade's coat.
That's right. The victim's blood splattered all over her when she shot him.
But how could you have possibly known that?
Obviously, because I saw her do it through the people in the... Oh. Hey, what's that over there? Sorry, I should have done that spinning, but I don't have enough room. Oh.
The point is that you lied in your testimony, Mr. Milverton. It's the nature of the lie you concocted that's so revealing.
You're not making any sense.
Then let me ask you a simple question. How is it, Mr. Milverton, that you knew of the existence of the peephole in the storeroom door? Oh, so I could have said the peephole also? I mean, all those things.
What? Well, obviously
Did he return to the scene of the crime? Did Gregson tell him about it? Oh, so was I supposed to say the peephole instead of the coat? Maybe that was an either or thing that Queen Katie was talking about. Has the cat got your tongue, witness? See, I can do cat references just like the little girl. You hear that, gallery? I'm just as cool as the 10-year-old girl. The peephole in the door was made after the incident occurred, and once I returned to the shop having failed to catch the two burglars, Scotland Yard's investigators arrived immediately. Since that time, the police have been at Windy Banks constantly carrying out their investigation. Isn't that right, Inspector Greggs? Gregson, don't be a bad guy!
Yes, of course. The place is chock full of pond articles, and me lads have to thoroughly examine them all. So I gave the order to have the officers working round the clock in shifts so we get through it all.
And consequently, there's no way that you, Mr. Milverton, could have gained access to the shop.
Oh.
Therefore, you should have known nothing about the peephole in the storeroom door. So the fact that its existence forms the basis of your testimony is completely inexplicable.
Objection.
And yet, the fact remains the great that Mr. Milverton did maintain that he witnessed the crime take place through the peephole in the door.
Yes, because he's lying. Oh, hang on, there's a pin message on Twitch. How on earth is that possible? Sorry, the mouse went across and made it advance. Let's see. Written by Queen Katie, by Crystal. Yes, Peephole versus Bloodstain was an either or. Okay, that's good. That's good. Then let me read a couple more comments in the chat. Shiro says, quote, we can test it on the door behind you. Meanwhile, Iris, I already did it, bro. And Queen Katie with a Wagga High spoiler clip. She says, okay, let me load this one up in Clip Viewer once again for people who are lurking, new, don't know the deal. If you post a clip from the stream, we watch a clip, and this is one that Queen Katie made one of her spoiler clips where I either guess something very right, very wrong, maybe accidentally foreshadow something. This is from 14 days ago, titled Foreshadowing. Foreshadowing, because it says shadowing, meowing. The cat door. Okay, let's watch this. Who's this? It was probably Iris. Good morning, you two. Oh, it's Wagga High. I think I remember the cat's name for the first time. Oh, look, Wagga High is stretched out long, like on Vero's Ribbon Herald. Hey, Waggy. Look at that. I mean, probably all the way down the ground, because Iris is like this big. So, like, she holds the cat. The cat's, like, hind legs are flat on the ground. How are you feeling, Junie? Did you manage to sleep? Meow. Wagga High's lines are voiced. Oh. Some people think that's Natsume's cat. Some people think it's Iris's cat. But in actuality, it's Chekhov's cat. We saw the cat in Act 1 and had to fire a bullet by Act 3. Thank you very much for the spoiler clip, Queen Katie. Chris says, Queen says, I hope that cat flap stays forever. I hope so, and I hope we just sometimes see Wagga High coming in and out of the court. Shiro says, it'll only get mixed if someone, it will only get fixed if someone Yuri Cosmoses the door. If you feel confident in guessing stuff, I can wait for GAA2. I can't wait for GAA2. I like guessing stuff for GAA2. I will look forward to guessing in that game. And Vera said, Queen Katie, we need Wagga High showing up to court.
Basically, the foreshadowing was the fact that Tyrese brought Wagga High to the courtroom and he was in Chekhov's. Logan dang IT as I was typing IT.
I got it! Chekhov's cat! Ha ha ha! I got what you were saying. I got how that was foreshadowing. I understood. Thank you for the 10 bits. And if you were that far into the sentence, I just barely got that joke in before you then. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me take a look over to YouTube chat. Turbo says, even in investigations, we have to defend the defendant in order to convict the killer. It's still so dumb. It's still so dumb. I guess it makes for a maybe more compelling game or more interesting game, but it's like, it still just feels so unrealistic. And Shiro says, I would have said that, Katie, I want to see his brain question everything and how to do it. Queen said, yeah, but he was so confident that it was either or, lol. And Shiro says, he was leaning to the right one, so it'd be fine. Plus, it'd be funny seeing him present the wrong thing when he knows the answer but presented the wrong thing. That has happened to me so many times. Okay, let's get back in the game. I see there's more clips coming up soon, though. How on earth is that possible? Wait, who's this? I'm gonna guess it's either Nash or Ringo. Oh, there's Greg. Could I have a word, please, Lord Van Zeeks?
Speak, Inspector.
It's just that I really ought to be getting back to the station now to put in my report before I do anything that will make Iris write bad things about me in her next book. Her ladyship. There's really nothing more I can add to this testimony, so if it's all the same to you...
Permission denied.
Oh.
It's not all the same to me, Inspector. Not at all. You will remain exactly where you are until this trial concludes.
Hopefully in 23 and a half minutes.
Of course, sir.
Mr. Milverton! You shouldn't have known about the existence of that peephole. Which can only mean that you must have been informed about it by someone else. They were whispering earlier, a bunch. Maybe Gregson let it slip.
Objection!
Stop there, my learned friend. You realize, I trust, that the words you have just uttered have extremely serious implications.
Yes, but the defense believes that the details about the case that Mr. Milverton claims to have seen must have been revealed to him by a certain person before his testimony. And in fact, considering a particular clue we have, there's really only one person it could be. Oh, what's the clue? Let me save and look and see what the clue is, because it's obviously Gregson. But let's see if there's if we have to present evidence to show that it's Gregson. Let's take a look. So what do we have? We got pawnbroker's ticket, Gina's representation papers, blood samples portfolio, pawnbroker's ticket, Iris's manuscript. Still got to use that. McGilded case notes, today's paper, autopsy report, crime scene photograph, crime scene floor plan, Winniebank's gun, Skulkin gun, photograph of Gina, photograph afterwards, stereoscope, music box disc, Sholmes's pouch. I'm running out of clues. What else could it be then? I am not sure. Who is the person? Oh, thank you. I thought I was gonna have to present evidence. Who is the person in question, counsel? Who gave the witness details of the crime scene to facilitate his false testimony? I want to say Strongheart because I still feel like he's going to be a big bad. But I'm going to say Tobias. I'm sorry, Gregsy. I love you so much. I don't want you to get demoted, but you're oh, wow. I am so sorry, Gregson. I am so sorry, Gregson, but it's you. It is you.
Take that!
The truth is, it can only have been you, Inspector Gregson. Hey, me!
Objection!
You had better have some proof.
Oh, crap!
To substantiate such a rash claim, I learned it.
Oh boy, howdy, do I? Which is not a statement, I mean, do I? Consider the fact that we have only been aware of Mr. Ashley Milverton's identity for the last few hours. We learned of it only during the course of the trial today. Oh good, wait, is it just logic instead of evidence? That's nice. Indeed, preparations for his testimony were made with great urgency during our hour-long recess, while the police executed the subpoena and brought the man here from the communications station. And until that time, Mr. Milverton would have had no idea. No inkling that he would suddenly be required to appear in court. Are you suggesting that until such time as he was summoned... Yes, my lord. Until then, it's reasonable to assume he knew nothing of the peephole. It was only once Mr. Milverton was in the stand that he realized his position. That he would have to defend himself against the accusation that he was the third intruder, and the two of them were whispering earlier.
You're suggesting to the court that it was while this trial was in progress that he received the information? So that he could commit perjury in order to save his skin.
Exactly. Exactly. Egg. And the only person with knowledge of the investigation that he had any contact with is you, Inspector Gregson! This is a blooming outrage! Is he gonna have a breakdown? Are we gonna get a Gregson breakdown? Huh. Why would I be giving away details of our investigations? Hang on, to this fella, eh? Hang on. I was summoned to his lordship's chambers during the recess in any case. Had you forgotten that? Quite true. I had a number of questions regarding the events that transpired at the pawnbrokery. Which means the first time these two laid eyes on one another was after proceedings resumed following the recess. Unless Gregson really is the third lost Skulkin brother, then he would have laid eyes on him when they were kids. He'd be childhood friends with him. And he'd want to help a brother out. It's like bros before hoes, but the hoe is Lady Justice. That's probably not good to refer to Lady Justice as a hoe. Anyway, let me read some more in the chat. Hang on. Let's see. Quick said, okay, guess I'll post the rest of the spoiler clips here. Okay, we got some more spoiler clips. We got 2 of them here, so let's check these 2 out. Just in case anyone came in since the last time we did this, Queen Katie has had a bunch of clips to post tonight. These are spoiler clips, as we have come to call them, where I have guessed something very right or very wrong or accidentally foreshadowed something. So this first one is from 14 days ago, 2 weeks ago, titled Me Strangling Logan in This Moment. Okay, let's see what this is. I got it. I got it figured out. I know why it's on a rising diagonal trajectory. Although this won't explain why there's gunpowder, because it should have been point blank. Oh, because I guess the cat door is at the bottom and has her automatic cat door creator thing. Did we ever look at the bottom of that door? Somebody probably chunked a little cat door. I was close! It was a chunk down, it was more broke in. It was, maybe that's how Gina got in. She used the cat door thing to come from the next door. Anyway, I was gonna be involved. It all fits together. It's all important. I was onto something there. I was very close. And we have another clip here. One more that we'll check this one out. This one is titled, hang on. From 14 days ago, titled Theory Too Long for Clip. Still wrong, though, is going to be when I suspected Susato. The next door to get in there. Maybe she's like in league with some of them. Also, the night of this murder, if you recall, I went back and I watched the VOD. Herlock came and woke us up, and he told us that Gina had disappeared. And then we had to go find her. And we had this big, long conversation. Well, not a long conversation. We had a conversation with Herlock. It was like, oh, she's gone. We got to go find her, yada, yada, yada. And then we looked out the window, and we saw the light was on at Windy Banks. And then right before we left, Susato was suddenly like, oh, I'm here too. Okay, let's go. It's like, why was she awake? Why was she up at that hour? So, like, maybe she's involved somehow in all of this. She had her odd little conversation with Strongheart, and I still suspect that Strongheart is the one who killed McGilded. Maybe Strongheart has some kind of leverage over Susato and her family. And the fact that he's like sending her back, I don't know if her dad actually is sick or if that's just an excuse. I wonder if she might be involved somehow. Okay, wrong conclusion, but there was a grain of truth in there. A tiny hint of truth in there. Thank you, Queen Katie. Nora says, okay, gonna drop in a message before I go off to sleep. Logan, I really recommend the game Heavy Rain. Oh, we've talked about that before. I almost bought it during the Steam summer sale because it was on sale for like $1.99. But then didn't somebody in chat say that it's kind of a buggy mess or something, like there's problems with it? I talked about it briefly before, but it's a game by the same people who made Detroit Become Human. It's a really fun game, a crazy investing and compelling storyline, and really good characters as well. Finished it last night. And Peak, I recommend it lots. Okay, good night, Nora. I'm just amazed that Nora finished a game. That's like heck is frozen over. Nora finished a game, and Shiro says he recovered fast. Wait, who did? I don't even know what that was. Over on YouTube, Dermo says, I sadly need to go. I'll watch the VOD. Adios. Good night, Dermo! Thank you for being here. Have a good rest of your day. Oh, and I see there's another clip. Let's play a little bit more of the game before we get to this next clip, though. Try and spread them out.
The first time these two laid eyes on one another was after proceedings resumed following the recess.
Again, I would love it if Gregson ended up being the long-lost Skulkin brother. But the age difference is crazy, though. He's in his 40s and they're in their 20s? I mean, I guess that's possible. I have half-siblings. There's like a huge age gap between me and them. But it's unusual. Let's keep going.
Since then, they have been in full view of in the stand, where such illicit discussions couldn't possibly have occurred unless we referred to the time they were whispering, having illicit discussions right in front of us, occurring before our very eyes. Oh crap.
Gag! Ooh, I just remembered something, Runo! What is it, Iris? There was one time before, wasn't there? I think it was when Ginny was testifying? Oh yeah, now that you mention it. When the bailiff was dispatched to retrieve McGilded's music box from the scene of the crime. Is Gregson hiding the other music disc for his bro? For his childhood friend? I don't want Gregson to be a criminal. Is Gregson gonna be in jail in the next game? That's it! It was during that testimony! See, there's the whispering! I remember finding it strange at the time. Mr. Graydon and the inspector seem to be having some kind of secret discussion. It would have been possible for you to give Mr. Milverton the information he needed then. You little toe rag! You're making all this up! Is a toe rag a real thing? I don't need a rag for my toes. I'm a respectable Scotland Yard inspector, for crying out loud. Why would I do something like that? Hang 'em. Why would I be giving away, hang 'em, confidential details, hang 'em, to the likes of this bloke? Admittedly, you wouldn't have had any reason to do something like that for no gain, but perhaps it was part of a deal of some kind. Then it starts to make more sense. Ah, crap, am I wrong about him being a secret Skulkin?
Ah, what deal, Counsel?
Oh, crap, if it's part of the selling of information, if Gregson is guilty of high treason, he's gonna be executed too. He's not just going to jail, he'll be killed. I wonder if perhaps, in exchange for details about the peephole at the crime scene, Mr. Milverton agreed to give a certain something to the inspector. Oh, the other music disc? I'm sure I need not remind the inspector that if found to be true, striking a deal of any kind with a witness is allowed. It's a plea deal. It's actually part of the judicial system and it's totally acceptable. As long as it's not for like bribing stuff, like quid pro quo or whatever, would be considered a gross case of malfeasance. Well,
Objection!
It's becoming clear that jumping in with accusations is this Japanese student's specialty.
Yeah, it's also becoming clear they're all turning out to be true, Van Zeeks. You're a toe rag.
Van Zeeks and I don't like feet, let alone toes.
I don't do that.
But with the stakes so high, the prosecution is not prepared to listen to baseless charges. It is incumbent on the defense now to present evidence in support of this diabolical claim.
By the way, we're like 10 minutes away from the 3-hour mark right now. What do you think are my odds of finishing the game in that time? Evidence? In a courtroom simulation game?
Just what are you proposing that the inspector demanded of the witness in return? The court must see proof of this alleged deal.
Okay, so I'm guessing the first thing that comes to mind is the other music disc. That it's because the government does not want the state secrets leaked, and it's on the disc. Half of them are on the disc, and so that resolves that issue. If Inspector Gregson really did strike a deal with Mr. Milverton, then logically, there's only one thing he could have asked for. That must be it. A larger case of French fries! Sorry, chips, we're in England, chips. Uno, do you think it could be? Yes. It's the missing link that would join all the dots together in this Vero. I must press you for an answer now, Counsel. What evidence explains the nature of the alleged deal the Inspector Gregson made with the witness? Okay, that explains it. It's gotta be the small music box. Because that shows that we're missing the other disc, right? And maybe it's an either or thing and you could present the other music disc, but I'm gonna say music box, but I'm also gonna say I'm a shameless save scummer who scums my saves. And save again right there. And let's try the music box. Present! Ha-chow! Take that! Take that! Inspector Gregson! Besides this murder, is it not true that you've been working on another very important case? What? Hang on, you getting that now, sunshine? Is it possible that this other top secret case is what's alluded to in this newspaper article here? Oh, was that the other thing I could present, the state secrets getting leaked? The classified secrets being leaked overseas from the Ministry of Justice? How in the Nora? Nora's already gone, right? Don't mind if I use her as an expletive. Could you? We discovered during the course of this trial the music box deposited at Windybanks by Magnus McGilded. A special music box designed to play 2 discs at once. It would seem very likely now that encoded on the pair of discs that were in McGilded's possession were the leaked classified secrets. Hey. Ha. So I put it to you, Inspector, that in order to recover the second disc containing those secrets, you covertly made a deal with Mr. Milverton in which you exchanged the discs for details of the case! You little... Hubba. So he knew he was guilty of treason and said nothing. Order! On the day of the incident, when we met you at Windybanks, you said this. I'll be taking that whatever it is of McGilded's down to the yard, thank you very much. So hand it over. No, don't give it to him, it's mine, that is mine. I'm sorry, miss, but anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now. Scotland Yard already knew at the time, isn't that right? That Magnus McGilded was involved in the stealing of government secrets! Me orders were recover the medium used to convey the secrets leaked from the ministry and do it on the QT. That stands for cutie, because I'm a cutie. Strictly hush. So just like Hosanaga in the first trial, he was just following orders, so he shouldn't be punished by his boss for that if he was following orders. And that explains why, when I presented the disc as evidence to the court, you objected so heavily, I presume? I gotta read some more in the chat. Oh wait, actually no, I shouldn't. We have 5 minutes and 15 seconds now till the 3-hour mark. Do you think I can still get to the end? I'm gonna try and get to the end. I'm gonna try so hard to get to the end. You objected so heavily, I presume, because you knew that it contained highly confidential information. Blimey, not likely! I mean, I wasn't sure of that myself! Huh?
Run, Robo, run.
I'm doing it! I'm running to the finish line! Thank you for the 10 bits. I need that picture! I need a drawing of a character from the next game! I realized there was a possibility, that's all! Inspector, Surely you're not saying that in order to acquire the second of these music box discs, you did indeed reveal confidential details of the crime scene to the witness? To aid and abet this man in giving false testimony? There is no other way that Mr. Milverton could have known of the existence of the peephole. It's the only explanation! A deal was struck between these two men! No! Are they gonna have a breakdown together? Are they gonna spin together? Are chips gonna be flying everywhere?
If, and I stress if, the sobering assertion turns out to be founded in truth, it would mean that the second disc is, as we speak, here in this very courtroom.
Wait, what? In this room? In this very room? How could you possibly make a claim like that?
Because Inspector Gregson is a Scotland Yard detective.
What? What's that supposed to mean, eh?
As a seasoned policeman, the inspector will have approached this alleged deal with caution. Certainly, he would not have accepted a gentleman's agreement in the matter. No, he would have insisted on having the article agreed upon in the palm of his hand.
Oh, good gracious! Then you mean to say Inspector Gregson already has the item in question in his possession? He has the second disc actually on his person?
Yes!
Yes! Hi! Ha! The defense demands the inspector and searcher wants take off his clothes! Take off his clothes! Get him naked! It's strip search him! Get him naked. Get Inspector Gregson naked. I want to see his real chips. Definitely! I want to see his chips too! They could only have struck a deal with each other when Ginny was testifying before. And Grexy hasn't moved from the witness stand since. My lord, please order an examination of his personal effects immediately. Okay. Because I want to see his chips. Well, Inspector.
Agum.
Into me butt.
This young lad wants to tone down his imagination. He's insulted me and my profession quite enough.
Huh?
However, if it will put this matter to bed and dispel any doubts about my involvement, tie, unbutton, disrobe, then I'll happily submit to a body search. Just don't look in me mouth. That's where me disc is.
What? He's going to agree to it?
I presume you're aware of the precipice on which you now teeter, my learned student friend. You've made a more serious allegation against Scotland Yard here. If, following the search of the inspector's personal effects, no disc is found, you will be deemed unfit for court service. This trial will end, and my country's government will formally demand of yours, that you are severely reprimanded.
Less than a minute left. Am I going to make it, chat? That sounds serious. It is indeed to have a visiting student make such a defamatory remark about our country's most senior police force. Is not something Her Majesty's government will be able to overlook. That's right. We don't have amendments here, first or otherwise. You're just threatening Runo because you're scared. So is he calling it our bluff, or did he pass the disc back to Milverton?
The accusation is beyond serious. You must be prepared for grave consequences.
It's true. I can't imagine Gregson would have accepted a gentleman's agreement for something so crucial. 5 seconds. The disc must have physically changed hands, which means the inspector should have it. Time! There's the 3-hour mark. I am going to award points in the prediction. So here is the important question. For those familiar with the game, we said 6 people said no, only 2 said yes. So I apologize to the tube. We got to choose outcome. No, I doubt. Complete prediction. How much farther do we have to go? Keep in mind how slow I play. But then again, I don't want to, I doubt there's like 3 hours worth of stuff. Should we just go overtime? Should we just go over to? Okay, 9,000 points go to Queen Katie and Vero and other people as well. So there you go. The prediction is done. I'll read some chat now because I'm paused. Might as well. But yeah, Queen Katie has another spoiler clip. Oh, hang on. Shiro says it would maybe take you 1.5 hours? I'm torn. I don't want to go an hour and a half over, but I also don't want to like end the first game halfway through next stream. Let me read some more chat and we'll see how I'm feeling in just a minute here. Hang on. So here is another spoiler clip from Queen Katie that will load up into the chat. This is where I either guessed something right or wrong or foreshadowed something from last month. Oh, it's the cutscene again. And so we can watch it. And this will refresh our memories. So we're going to be able to see.
Going out as Sholmes dies.
Yeah, Sholmes dies. I'm going to pause
very dramatic.
again because I had noted this before when we were watching it. He can't. Right there. There. I remarked upon that not last time, but when I reviewed this and said that must be important. So that's what it was. That was the cat flapomat. Here then, apparently. Oh, hang on, we got pin messages appearing on Twitch. Vera says, I mean, with chatting next time, we can do it around 2 hours, maybe 2 hours 30. I mean, I guess that's true. And we just take our time and have fun with it, I guess. Maybe, you know what? I'm gonna read some more comments, then I will decide whether we're gonna continue. But yeah, so that's gotta be what it was, right? Yeah, he's alive. I wonder if there'll be like sawdust on the floor as well, over by the door, to show that the cat flapomat had just been used. You don't have blood on you anywhere, bro.
In the storeroom.
Look over there.
Hurry.
Yeah, it's gonna be Windy Bank's body, right? That also has a little knob, though. Locked room for this locked room mystery. Does the cat flapomat add a little knob for opening? We're gonna see it from the door. That's messed up. That is messed up. Windy Bank! Windy Bank is dead. Windy Bank! Windy Bank! Shot dead! Windy Bank! She's dead. Oh! Gun in her hand. She's alive, right?
It's Gina.
She's alive. I didn't see a pool of blood, but she's gonna be accused of murder because it's a locked room. Adiba?
Blame Magpie for this. Hi, sorry Magpie, but the minor detail is the logo on that flap snob, only shown in the animated cutscene. Literally so minor, but it makes it obvious that is Iris's cat flap creation. Iris's flower/clover logo. Replaying this game is.
Hey, hang on. I'll read the rest of that in just a second. Replaying this game is insane. So you could see the logo on it? Wait. Where's the logo? Hang on.
Through mystery.
Oh, it's on the knob here. Oh, it's the Herlock Sholmes logo. Or I guess Iris is, yeah, because she makes all this stuff. I did not notice that. And I went through this frame by frame. I did not. I wonder if it's just because that logo is so ever present in this game now that my brain just filters it out. But you guys got to give me credit for the little satchel. I saw the cat flapomat. But yeah, that demonstrates that it was made. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the 10 bits. Do I get some points at least for noticing that the little satchel? Please? Thank you for the 10 bits. I gotta read some more on YouTube chat. Oh crap, I gotta scroll way up here. I gotta scroll. Wow, why do I gotta scroll up so far? Grim says, I'm back, Logan. How you doing? I'm doing good. Nice.mp4 Malfeces. Van Zeeks and Eggert Benedict Inspector Grinspector Eggson. And then just a bunch of random stuff. Toshi says, I don't think you're gonna finish the game today, sadly. Grim says, sorry for spamming. It's 12:42 for me right now. And then Toshi says, please stop. Grim says, Kale, stop. And Toshi says, I just finished crocheting the dinosaur. Oh! I'll send a picture of her on the Discord, please do. And Grim says, walking, yes, 'tis not random. It's backwards. What's backward? Oh my, I don't want to do backwards talking. I already had to do upside down talking sometimes. Oh yeah, it's like Herlock Sholmes and things like that. So yes, so welcome. But it's still spam, and I shouldn't have to read all the spam. Shiro says, Ashley just realized he's outing himself either or. Magpie says, Magpie flapping in unsteadily because I forgot about stream. How we doing, chat? I thought I could finish it tonight, but apparently not. Apparently I still got like hours to go. But we definitely finishing next time, I guess, from the sound of things. I don't know. I'm so torn. Like you know what? I probably shouldn't like try and push it. I should just say that we'll finish on Sunday. But I'm gonna catch up to chat fully, and then I'll decide upon catching up to chat whether or not we're gonna just motor on through. Because again, I don't have to be up super early tomorrow, but I also probably should make better choices than I have been in my life. Quita said, yep, Peephole versus Bloodstain was another either or. You're welcome, lol. And Magpie says, thank you, Queen Katie. I don't know how I forgot. Quita says, you were in good timing, though. Later in chat, Logan will rewatch the recap clip, and we can tell him the minor detail. I still can't believe that I completely missed. But again, please give me some credit for noticing Susato's satchel that was confirmed now the cat flap-o-mat. Vex says, hello, I am very late, not doing great. Had a bunch of fillings today. Oh, like in your teeth? But always nice to have at least a little bit of Logan time. Other than that, how you doing, Vex? Thank you for being here. You made it just in time. Magpie said, yay, hi, Vex. Quita said, Logan, if it's long lost, then wouldn't that mean he was lost even back in the day? I don't, maybe. It depends on how long lost. Semi-long lost? Maybe that's an exaggeration saying long lost. Shira says, Detroit Become Human. I met Connor's actor. Oh, Lightly Meet Karen's next month. Oh, I'm jealous. She was so freaking cute in that game. Like, oh, Kara. Oh, I would also love to meet Clancy Brown. That'd be so great. And a timestamp, 2 hours, 48 minutes. Okay, I'm still almost 20 minutes behind. But slow mode is on at least. Magpie says, turns out toe rag is in reference to a practice of wrapping your feet in cloth if you can't afford shoes or stockings. So it's classism. Well, it's classism and a gross thing. So I think it's both. So it's interesting. Thank you, Magpie. So he's not only saying a gross thing, but he's like specifically calling us lower class. I dig it. I mean, I don't dig classism. I dig the trivia there. Avira says, I believe lol, he can finish in 10 minutes /S. Quita says, music disc or box, either or heart. Shira says, get him, Ryu. Quita says, a fly just popped near my eye. I think it was also hyped about the stream. Shira says, you aren't reaching the credits. Quita says, add quote, get Inspector Gregson naked. I want to see his real chips. Dang it, typo. On Vero with some raid suggestions. Thank you, yeah, because Crystal does have a stomach bug. So I'm gonna copy these over into my text file. So we'll see if in a little bit if we'll be able to do a raid soon-ish. I don't know if I'm gonna be winding down soon and doing a raid, or if we're just gonna be pressing on through. Like, part of me wants to keep going, but part of me also feels like I don't want to end up, going to sleep or not going to sleep, but like finishing stream at, 2 a.m. or something like that. Plus, y'all probably need sleep as well. Vero adds a quote. Crystal said, Logan is not making it. Quita said, thank you for not fixing typo, Vero. What was the typo? Get Inspector Gregson naked. I want to see his real chips. Wait, where's the typo? Get Inspector Gregson naked. I want to see his real... what is the typo? Says, salute well, I guess I won't be drawing anything for Logan next game, but at least I got points. I was so close to getting a free commission. Magpie says, there's a prediction. I would have made Obi's lol. Shira said it would maybe take you an hour and a half to finish trial and epilogue. Yeah, because it feels like there's a lot of stuff they still haven't cleared up, including about like the manuscript and all of that. Quita said, please pin. Okay, so I'm trying to count stuff in the guide. It may have dyslexia either, because the either or, but 5 items left to do, and then story chong, it seems. Okay, definitely not finishing tonight then. Vera says, with chatting time, we could do it around 2 or maybe 2.5. Shiro says, you could stop here, finish next stream, and start GAA2 after. I don't know why. I just wanted to be able to start GAA2, like, freshly on a stream, but maybe that's what we'll do. We shall see. Quickita said Logan is going to be so mad when I tell him. Vera says, lol. Magpie says the knob has Iris's insignia on it. Quickita says, I knew it. Vera says, I only learned this because of Magpie too. Quickita says, same. Shira said, to be fair, Logan, I never knew that it was there until Katie told me in DMs the other day. Crystal says, face palm. Magpie says, I feel special. I think you get points for the satchel, Logan. Yay! I never would have taken note of that. Okay, that I will take that. I will take a win where I can get a win. Queen Katie says, truly the happiest moment of my life /J, but yeah, they don't show the logo in the 3D recreation after during Runo's recap. It's only in the animated cutscene that shows this. Vex says, yeah, teeth fillings, never fun. I consider myself lucky. I still, no fillings, no cavities. Knock on wood. Quinkita says, I'm okay with whatever. Shiro says, I'm gonna toss a raid suggestion. Oh, thank you. I will copy this one over as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll check these out in a little bit. I think that should be probably enough for the night. Thank you. Magpie says, Inspector versus Inspector. E versus O. Oh, well, which was the way that was typoed then? I guess I have to scroll up to it. I assume that that's one of those things that's probably a regional difference in spelling. Like ER is probably more American and OR is probably more British. So in the game, I bet if we go into the court record, oh, it probably just says Tobias Gregson, but maybe it'll say he's an inspector. Let's see. Inspector! C-O-R! Inspector! Because we's in Britain in this game. So you thought you messed up, Queen Katie, but you accidentally were more correct than you realized. Let's see. Oh, now I gotta scroll back down because I was scrolling up to see it. Quickie says, yee! Magpie says, I only know this because I also didn't spot it immediately and had to stare at it. Lol, viewer with a salute. Quickie says, I did say that you were most likely to finish it this week in general if we do it on Sunday. It counts. Yeah, so we'll probably be doing it on Sunday. Vex says, it's definitely down to genetics with the teeth, I feel. Unfortunately, my teeth genetics are hot garbage. It might be, except like both my parents have not so great teeth. I have a theory what it might be. However, this is not medical advice, not medical, dental, or otherwise, because it could purely be a coincidence and maybe just down to the fact that I brush my teeth every day. I've mentioned this before on stream, but when I was a little kid, for whatever reason, I don't know why, maybe it was just a trendy thing to do when I was a youngin', my parents gave me and my older brother fluoride tablets to take when we were kids. I know they say, oh, putting fluoride in the water is like government mind control or some conspiracy thing like that. And who knows, maybe it's bad for you. And who knows, maybe that's gonna make me someday mutate into a giant gay bullfrog. I do not know. But I'm just saying, two things are true. My parents gave me and my older brother fluoride tablets when we were kids. The other thing is that I've never had a cavity and my brother never had a cavity until his adulthood. And so it might just be correlation without causation, but who knows? There might be something there. I don't know. That is just a thing that happened. It is not a hill I will die on by any means. Toshi says British. Crystal says no, Katie was wrong. Vero corrected her. Oh, Vero did correct it then, says British. Magpie says, it's so weird to me that even cavities can be affected by genetics. I'm sure it has to do with the construction of the teeth, positioning of them, but still, it feels weird. Well, probably like the strength of the enamel, maybe? Crystal says, I wish British people are real, /J. I know, sadly, like unicorns and dragons and birds. British people aren't. Vera says, thank you for the very satchel stream. Shira says, my teeth aren't great. I've had like 7 teeth removed. I have nightmares about losing teeth. I'm happy with mine, except I got like one crooked tooth right there. I wish I could fix it, but I'd probably need braces for like the whole thing to fix it. Magpie says, quote, maybe it's going to make me mutate into a giant gay bullfrog. I don't know. Excellent. I don't know. Crystal says, my wisdom tooth is growing on my left mouth. It's uncomfortable, but at least it doesn't hurt. I had the wisdom teeth start to grow in as an adult, and I had to have those removed. That's like probably, I've had 2 dental procedures done to me. One was a wisdom teeth removal. The other was when I was about 13, when my last adult teeth were growing in, pushing out my baby teeth. It was maybe 12. I guess probably a little bit younger than whatever it was. It was like a little bit later than usual. I think it was like this canine right here. Instead of growing in and pushing the baby tooth out and like that, it just kind of shoved it out of the way. And so I did have to go into the dentist. They like put a little Novocaine and grabbed it, yanked it, because it still had like some root in there. It probably would not have been safe for us to do it at home, risk infection, yada, yada, yada. So I did have to do that. And so that wasn't great. But it was relatively simple. Let's see. Yeah, so Crystal was talking about wisdom tooth. So I hope you get it taken care of it if it does become a problem, because you don't want to get that infected. Beck says, fluoridated water is actually very good for you, especially continuously. Most major cities have fluoridated water. So yeah, so maybe it's good. I don't know, but I just don't want to take a stance because I know that people disagree on that. Magpie says, your left mouth implies you have multiple mouths. Wait, did I say left mouth? Quicken says, think of the very knob stream. Vex says, unfortunately, I can taste the difference, and fluoridated water tastes worse. Probably. And Quicken says, see y'all next time. Chris said, think of the very door stream. Shira said, to be fair, 4 of my teeth removed were my wisdom teeth. Okay, if we count those, then I've had 4 out. And Vero has the quote about the mutated gay bullfrog. Let me take a look over at YouTube chat. How's that doing? Grim says, I said Rionosuke backwards earlier, and a timestamp. I can't wait for the Deltarune later tomorrow. Hippity hoppity, you are my property. I wish Scotland was real. Oh, if only. If only. Let's see. Shiro says, 2 were dead and the last was chipped. Vera says, I need that as a quote. Wait, I needed that as a quote. Oh, so he did add as a quote. Magpie says, I got my wisdom teeth taken out even before they grew too weird and was able to get away with it just topical anesthetic. I didn't have to be passed out, which is nice. I won't go into the whole story of mine. I think I've told it on stream before, but yeah, I'm jealous of you a little bit. Crystal says, waited for my wisdom teeth to grow out more, and shush, and emotes. There, 3 hours, 15 minutes, and 59 seconds. I caught up to chat for the first time of the night on Twitch. I caught up several times over on YouTube. In fact, over on YouTube, Grim is saying, hi, Shiro. Tell Shiro. I says, hi, Shiro. Grim says hi. That's Hollow Knight Gamer. I have been. My hand was forced. I was required to change my what would I call it? Words I use, something like that. By the way, I don't think I've done this at all tonight, so now's a really good time to do this. I should post our link tree into the chat. On both chats, I will copy this over to YouTube as well. This is our link tree. It has all of our social media, including a Discord invite, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, all of it. So feel free to check that out. And also, because we're past the 3-hour mark, I want to let any lurkers out there know about what we're doing here. So our schedule, we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. We are right now alternating between this, The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and Deltarune Chapter 5. So that means tomorrow is going to be Deltarune Chapter 5. And Sunday we're going to pick up, and we will, I mean, unless I get like sick or something, we will finish this game on Sunday. So check that out. It looks like all of our raid suggestions we have all have just one person. So one has 7 viewers. So we'll do one of the other 3. And we'll just pick one at random here. Oh, someone's playing some Danganronpa. That's good. That's a good reminder. That might psych us up for 2x2. So let's go ahead. And it looks like it's the, I want to say 3rd case, maybe. Is that okay? I guess we can go in there. Yeah, let's go into some Danganronpa because that's a little kitty cat VTuber. So let's go ahead and see if we can populate a raid. And here's our raid message, so you can copy it over your clipboard if you haven't already. I assume Vera might have already posted that in there. And we'll see if we have enough people for a raid. The numbers have been like kind of all over the place tonight. Let's see. Magpie says, thank. And then Vera with a little face. Shiro says, I wasn't knocked out for any of my removals, and they were recent. I had to be knocked out for mine. But yeah, Shiro says, I can't wait for 2x2. Oh, I'm excited. Magpie says, good night, Logan. Shiro says, I need it. And there's a raid suggestion or raid message. I'll copy that to my clipboard as well. Vex says, thank you for the very satchel stream. Good night. And Vera says, bye-bye, my friends. That was fun. Chris says, nighty-night. Thank you all for being here and for hanging out. Even though I didn't quite make it to the end, I say quite. It's probably going to be a couple hours. It's going to take the entire stream next time. Oh, and over there on YouTube, Grim says, tell Streamlabs I says hi and have a good night. Streamlabs, Grim says hi and good night. Oh, and good night to everyone, says Toshi. I love and appreciate all of you. On Twitch, on YouTube, you're all amazing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for calling me out on, and being so diligent with like noticing when I say things that I don't realize is like foreshadowing. It like adds extra layers of fun, and I really appreciate all of you. I couldn't have this much fun playing this game without all of you guys. You mean the world to me. Your friendship and support means the world to me. You guys are the best. I think I already said it, but I love and appreciate all of you. You're amazing. Have a wonderful rest of your night. We'll see you tomorrow for Deltarune, and then on Sunday for more Great Ace Attorney. Over on Twitch, enjoy the raid. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. And over on YouTube, oh, Grim says, good night, Logan. It's 1 a.m. for me. Good night, everyone. Yes, over on YouTube, I believe right now it's mainly just Grim and Toshi. Dermo probably already left. Taco left much earlier. But to all of you, any lurkers that we might have had before, or maybe presently, or anything, you guys are awesome as well. I'm sorry that you can't go along with the raid on Twitch, but you guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. You're amazing. You're wonderful. I cherish all of your support and friendship as well. Thank you for being here. And to everyone on YouTube and everyone watching the VOD in the future, good night as well.